It is 12 midnight in New York. It is just gone 12 noon in Beijing. It is 6 a.m. Central African time in Babani in the beautiful kingdom of Eswatini. Good morning and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Kusile Breakfast Show. It is Wednesday the 19th of May 2021. It is day number 138. So the malanga bongosi ngasi 139. So the malanga lang 226 uphele ngomnyaka losetulu wa 2021 ngolesithathu wesi20 kulo mnyaka livike lesi20 bongosi lesikulu libito lami ngiLinkedIn kule nginasisi sisi ngiyadlala ngicizelela nginasisi
so uya underline
ngifune nje ukusibathi awusisi
ngiyasizelela uyaphila makoba
sesaka
ngiyaphila
yitsa ngitehlulile
ngiyabona ngimthandazo kuphela
memavle ngwatsandzako sisi nathi ningasuki bofuna incwadi yaJohane
tayithola futhi wena malanga namahle weki welcome ehlelene Kusile Breakfast Show kunguye lesithafu siyanvisela malanga lamahle sethemba thini vuke kahle nalomuhla niyaphepha kumkhuhlane COVID-19 lihlelo Kusile Breakfast Show lethela ngomsakado ditfombe Eswatini TV disuku lishumi nemfica kwenyanga yenkwekwedi umnyaka wa 2021 libito lami ngisamkelisiwe ngwakakhoza magobane so lokuyachubeka kakhulu akhona emkhathini wayo Israel and Palestine through yona iGaza inzaba letibhlungu kakhulu
ngibone nethombe itolo kaJazira sibakhipha thombe abantwana lebathi bafe itolo between the ages of 10 to 15 lokubhlungu basilabantwana bebangekho nje estradini yiba setindi emakhaya kubo nje bahlalele khona kwase sekuyabhonjwa base bana abantwana basilimalela kuthiwa kungimanje kuna 450 buildings la salimele 6 hospitals la salimele 9 primary healthcare centers nebantu labalinganiselwa 52,000 laba sebede emakhaya lekusimo lesibhlungu lesichubekako ePalestine
kukude kwayo namagabane ukuthi amongst those hospitals kuna nathi indzawo labo sithi thine sibone level laseswatini lisukuma lethina ngema testing facilities kune testing facility lebe ikhona lebe ngiyo over around that place le among these buildings la limele uyabona ukuthi sekutawuba nemithela lomubi kakhulu kade lesikhathi lesi emave alwa nemkhuhlane iCovid-19 and then asekubonjwa indzawo letifana netibhedlela kubhlungu kakhulu
kubhlungu sam njengoba nyalo nje le date yakhona sibayilingisela kuba 220 unfortunately vele labaningi bakhona labantu bale ePalestine but ke sekunemave laphuma konyala yaveda ekuthenini they want to rebuild the strips aseGaza. The likes of Egypt have prepared around $500 million ngivile neJordan nayo seyikhona neFrance nayo ikhona lenzaba yaseIsrael neFrance engene nje ebholeni tolo bekudlala iManchester United neFulham after the game Paul Pogba ngilabanye badlali labakhulu emhlabeni kubonakala na teammate yakhe baphakamise iflag yasePalestine ikhombisa ukuthi they are in solidarity nalabantu basePalestine le mihlanganweni kunemhlangano lobo khona emkhathini welevel leFrance nemavasi eAfrica kubuka ukuthi lama economies aseAfrica angabambise kanjani kulesikhathi salemkhuhlane ibemzaba mndunye nayo inzaba yasePalestine. I think African Union the clear stance sayini bane bantu basePalestine kulesikhathi le sekayanza ke nalama calls Israel ceasefire and the pressure is also mounting ku president welevel eMelika sayini ayimele delay yabe ekuthengisa ikhali ngoba ikhali leti lekubonjwa ngathi iPalestine letikhali litsentswa exactly
kubhlungu kakhulu magabane siyabonga kakhulu nje kulivele lifaka ekhathi bona boGBT ukuthi bafuna kulibambisa sivile ukuthi bathumelile nama ambulances basho ukuthi kuna la kulomncane lohlukanisa yona iGaza nayo iGBT bathi bacela ukuthi ivulwe at least ukuthi tokhona thina balabalimele bavele bathi go through bahambe bofola lisito 11 hospitals labathi bawabekela ukuthi bona abamvu baseGaza nakukhona labalimele bakhona ukuthi angekhazi batokhona kufola lisito
simo lesibhlungu bongo sikebhakeshe lethemba njoba iUN Security Council nana iyachubeka nekuyicela iAmerica kuthenini ayibe nalo lelivi iqinise njoba inibudlelwano lobuhle neIsrael probably itagcineke iphelile lempile kanti sithutha ngiloyo ukuthi kusibenge singifuna kubuka ukuthi ke how many kilometers from here to Gaborone ngoba seva ukuthi wangazi usile Indian variant sebayitholile naseGaborone
kunjalo makwabane nangabe bayitfolela kubo makhelwane nase ikhona naseBotswana ikhona eKenya ikhona eUganda uyabona ukuthi vele selamave sakayangeke ngekwanzi kakhulu kade ngoba singilamave aselive kathi neAfrica siyathengiselana makwabane kulula nje kuphuma ngemakhelwane eNingizimu Afrika
ngivile ngandlebenye ukuthi ama epidemiologist itolo bekufanele yende ipresentation eCabinet ukubona nje lesimo salomkhuhlane ukuthi kunjani. Ngiyafunela ukuthi sengihogele ukuthi bayindileni bathi de ngoba sesima amantontolwane
kakhulu
ngoba ngase sifaka lamkhathini yabona Botswana South Africa cabanga si maybe lesi kwesabako kwashojo ndiyakube
kusehlele malanga lamahle kanti lapha ehlelweni Kusile breakfast show lomuhla sabuka dona tindzaba tetempilo njengoba njalo mhla tisihlanu enyangeni lesedule emave emhlaba gubha lona langa lekubuka sifo seasthma uthe ngabe vele bamvu bangachubeka basitakale kanjani zotibuka ke letindzaba lomuhla ikakhulu kade ngoba etinомbolweni tebamvu lesiye sithi thina basilimalela ngenxa yawo umkhuhlane iCovid-19 bavame nabo labane asthma kubalelwa kuleto tinombolo leto tova kabani magabane ukuthi engabe vele sitiphephisa kanjani khona laba bavame kuyidevelopa maybe nasokhule nje senkhanoni develop iasthma ngibona kanjani futhi
ukhanze labanye abantwana samukele bakhula nabo kancane so nami nje khona abantu engibathi kule sebakhadza bahlala nalo kwespray lo muntu nakaqina nakwabetele spray angasibangela ingoti sifune sithole nalo ukuthi ngoba labanye labanjani labayisebenzisa le spray
nalo basebenzisa amaphilisi
nabulaza kumbe kuthiwa yonke le tinto leto so siyafuna lo sisifundiseke ngoba abantu abane asthma vele samjoba usho nase ibabambili ince kuba worse kanti silabanye bangasilimalela nawubuka lo sibese babanjani mina nje kwa abantu vele laba close game labanayo le asthma bonga lo simnenge
angisho ukuthi njani
bonke sesitaphinze sibuke nje ukuthi ngabe emhlabeni wonke vele kwentekani kakhulu kade nakuyo lezaba yalo mkhuhlane iCovid-19 save nje kuseKenya they are running out of vaccines indzaba ke le style anzela nakhona kansima wesivele simadima khona even le Kenya 7 minutes after 6 sibahlola ke market bongosi sasenza bathe ecala talo mhla ekseni.
TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3# and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Ngicela ngivusele ngomukele ndzabeni tecala talo mhla ekseni ehlelweni Kusile breakfast show libitela ngilithini kule. Umqondisi wehlangosi letilwane tiko letekulima dokotela Acolana Ndlamini uthi ke linani letinkomo likhuphukile eveni kusuka ku 510,000 ngeminyaka wa 2019 kuya ke ku 580,000 ngeminyaka wa 2020. Dlamini ke uthi nasethlanganiswa tonke letilwane eveni lesibalo sikhomba ukuthi tenyuke kakhulu.
Eminyakeni lophelile enyangeni yengci litiko letekulima lasukumisa luhlelo lelihlale lilonda njalo ngeminyaka lokubala yonke imfuyo lekhona lapha eveni i-livestock census. Lokubalwa kwalemfuyo kubalekile kude litiko letohlala linemininingwane emishinini yalo yelinani lemfuyo ikakhulu ngoba idlala indima lebandi emnothweni. Kulolu balo kwakubalwa lonke luhlobo lemfuyo olufaka ekhatsi tingulube, tinkukhu, timbuti, tinkhomo naletinye. Dokotela Xolani Dlamini uthi kube netikhala letinkhulu elibalweni lomnyaka lophelile ngesizatfu semkhuhlane i-COVID-19 njengoba abakakhoni kungena kuwo onke emakhaya njengenhlala yenda kuleto tilwane letingaye etibhini. Dlamini uthi litiko lisachubeka nalo lubalo.
Sinzaba ne-drought nesomiso lesikhulu lesathatha ngetulu kwa 100,000 wetinkomo. So ke tita kancane ke tiyathuthuka ke la sesikhona khona nje eminyakeni lophelile sireportile ukuthi 510,000 inkomo lebetitholakala kusho nga 2019 nasenda i-census 2019 sathi tibe ngu 510 nyalo lo nyaka sikhuluma ngetinkomo lesetiwo 570 lokho there is about 508 which is 70,000 ngetulu kwale betingiko eminyakeni lophelile.
Uthi timbuti eveni tingu 540,000, tinkulube tinyukile kanti tona tingu 36,000, timvu tingu 18,000. Dlamini uthi lolu balo luyasita ukubona ukuthi emathuba kanye nemakethe ivuleke kuluphi luhlangothi. Etindzabeni kubuye lungelele Magagula naMuzi Mkhonda imbabane.
Inkampani yagesi kuleli Eswatini Electricity Company sengeke isabalela emakhasimende ayo tindleko tekufaka gesi emakhaya phecelezi kubendela quotations laba sengakakhi tindlu baphinzeke bafaka tinsambo tagesi etindlini tabo. Anze lokhu kuvetwe nguluphethe lohlangosi lotimali kule nkampani Patrick Mathunja nabavelele ngaphambi kwekomiti libuyekusebena kwetimali tembuso eParliament.
Inkampani yamagesi kuleli Eswatini Electricity Company sithethe isinqumo sekumisa kubalele emakhasimende yawo tindleko tekufaka gesi emakhaya uma asengakakhi futhi asengakafaki tinsambo tagesi etindlini. Lokhu kuvele ngesikhathi litiko letemcebo phansi nemandla livele kanye nenkampani yamagesi kuleli Eswatini Electricity Company embiko lekomiti libuyekusebenta kwetimali tembuso eParliament lelapho lunga lenkundla yasengudzeni Big Boy Mamba lithanze kwathi ukuthi kuliciniso yini lokhu. Lobu kwehlangothi letimali enkampanini yamagesi Patrick Mathunja uchaza ngalesinqumo salenkampani.
Nawo vele unlimited. Ukhanise sigijima sehle senyuka ngenxa yebantu okhanda ukuthi nje nenhloso yokuthi bangakhanyisa anytime soon kude. Bese ukhanda ukuthi kunebantu okhanda ukuthi sebaredi ukuthi bangakhanyisela sebaphazamiswa babanjelelwa nangilaba lebanga yokukhanyisa njalo nonyaka. Sinenkinga ke lenye mhlonishwa levele ngama group schemes whereby uthole ukuthi even lonke seminengi imithi lokhanza ukuthi seyifakwe gezi lipali labalele kodwa lo ngiyena yawukhanyisa lo gezi usayawudala akana udala ekhona yakaphinda nayo ekhona nyaka kodwa lifakiwe bese kunemali yefundile eqhamuka kube kuma agencies ahulumende noma ihlobo deliver bese nayo soyangena lapho ke kumbeke ngingeyisi ngoba letindleko tekumaintaina lilayini ngoba ilayini aselimela khaya kunagesi nalicisha noma nalimala liphazamisa lamanye ama-customer.
Lesinqumo salenkampani yamagesi sesikhinyabetene kufakelwa kwagesi emakhaya kusetshenziswa tikimu njengalokhu tikimu letifuna kubalelwa kabusha kuthi kutawubita malini kufaka igesi emakhaya sangeke tisitakale uma labanye labafuna kufaka gesi bangakakhi tindlu noma bangakafaki tinsambo tagesi etindlini. Emalunga elikomiti yasigcekile lesinqumo salenkampani athi sitawuba nemsakalo mumbe metameni yahulumende yekufaka gesi eveni lonke njengalokhu letinye tikimu tagesi titawufa. Noko lenkampani ivetile ukuthi lesinqumo isatosibuketa etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Fortune Dlangamandla kunabawethu sithole seParliament.
Idawutsinga kapheli inyanga lesetulu sibhedlela esikhulu sahulumende embabane sitabeke sesinemshini lomusha wekushisa kungcola kulesibhedlela phecelezi incinerator. Lokho kuvete ngumcondzisi welitiko letempilo Dr. Vusi Magagula ngesikhathi achaza ukuthi le ndani litiko qedza intuthu lephuma kulomshina leyingoti ke siveni.
Ngemuva kweminyaka kunekunceneka ngenvuthu lephuma esibhedlela sahulumende embabane lokushisa khona tibi talesibhedlela lengabanga bungoti eziveni lesemacenzelweni nalesibhedlela. Umcondzisi wetempilo Dr. Vusi Magagula uthi lokhu sekutaba yindvu yakatseni. Dr. Magagula uthi lesibhedlela sesitawushaya ngenyumbula yemshini wakanobusho losebenzisa gas lese utawusetshenziswa ekushiseni kungcola kwalesibhedlela.
Isole iyasebenta ke isole nje yachubeka njalo. Yebo wena siyakubona ukuthi la ikhona iyadzinga ukuthi maybe ibonakale iquestioniswa ngoba kunebantu around and all, but lokho litiko liyakusebenza setukwawo. Sibhekeke lemusha ngomshini akanyalo lo tawuta ke yabo sawusebenzisa gas wona. Awusana ukushunqisa lentuthu njengoba kwendeka enyalo. As soon as possible nje sitawuthola leyo lese itasisebenzela kangcono lokuhambisana nemodernity ukuthi le takukhipha wona yona akusana ufana nale lokuthi bese lesishisa intuthu ngemalahle. Ukuthi ibonakala ngelanga emnyama, ibonakala ngelanga njani yento ngalokho sekuyini imbamba leyo lokushisiwe. Kubuke ukuthi kulodeke kwabanganani. I-waste nje esibhedlela nje just basically lokho. Angithi kuba netinto lokwenza ukuthi maybe angibekise nje because kusabe kune party lejujuwe kumuntu. Ukhaza ukuthi kunabo placenta nabo kubantwana nabatele. Tinto njengalento ke. Nalokutinye nje i-waste lephumako emabhokisi kubantu la kwanza safika esibhedlela. Isibhedlela sakhwakatsela. Funa singakhohlwa lokho sakhona 1918 kwakusete tonke letindlela lezikhona around. La residences nebantu nale part of university lapha bengekho. Ngaleso sikhathi nakwakho lesibhedlela. So wasothola ukuthi ke kumbe kwakufanele sibe sekuyamovisha early enough. Ingakaqali lokuthi bese abantu edudane. Bathi ke sesikubukile konke lokho nebaka environmental bayirezile i-concerns siyayisebenta nabo kodwa ke nyalo ke sembili ukuthi septaba khona indlela engcono yokwenza kusana wenziwa ngalokushisa intuthu.
Aphawula kulendzaba elicingweni lokhulumela libandla lekonga imvelo kuleli Eswatini Environment Authority belusile mhlanga uthi bangileli bandla bayitfokotela lesinqumo sahulumende sekugucukela kutebuchwephesha njengemetamu yecetsa kukhala lobekisolo kukhona ngaloshimela. Mhlanga uthi unelethemba lokuthi lo mshini lotaka utawukhipha imvuthu lengeke ibe ingoti. Tindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Fortune Dlangamandla ngisembabane.
Libandla letekuvakasha kuleli selisayineke isivumelwano sekusebenzisana nenkampani yetindiza i-Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation ukuthuthukisa luhlangothi letekuvakasha eveni.
Lobudlelwane emkhathini kwenkampani i-Renac kanye ne-ETA bucucudelwe isidingo sekuvusa luhlangothi lotekuvakasha emva kokuthi luphazamiseke nakubhedvuka umkhuhlane i-COVID. Umphathi wenkampani i-ETA Linda Nxumalo uthi uyethemba ukuthi lobudlelwane butawubeka laseSwatini ukuthi libe ingcenye yemave lavakashelwa kakhulu esifundeni se-Afrika.
Live ke laseSwatini nahulumende usithumile singRenac kwekuthi sipromote noma sikhangise ngelive laseSwatini ukuthi abantu bakhona kude eSwatini. Siyajabula ke thina lamuhla ukuthi besihlangene na Renac ekuthenini sito khombisa live nekuthi sito sayina kwekuthi sitawuchubeka sibambisane ekupromotheni live.
Umphathi wenkampani i-Renac Qiniso Dlamini uthi ngalobudlelwane bahlose ukuvula indlela letinye kufika kulamanye emave kanye nekungena kulaseSwatini. Dlamini uchazile ukuthi lokhu batokwenda kanjani nekuthi kuyengani ukuthi kuthathe isikhathi.
Sidinga lokho ukuthi ama-tourist akwadi ukuconza direct la eSwatini sikhulumisana nalama airlines nje ukuthi afly direct etela kangwane. Nathi sizawuqhubeka sindize letinye indlela sitawuya kule ndlela yaseJozi lena lekhona but sitawuya nakuletinye indlela lapho abantu batawufika kusho ukuthi hulumende kanye naye Renac bekusifiso sakhe kukwenda lokho but kudzingekile lokuthi kubukakale lokho ukuthi kutawubita malini live lingaku-afforda yini and sikhathi si right imarket ime kanjani and ngoba kufanele ukuthi nangabe wenda investment wathi ukuthi le mali itawubuya. Sikhanzeke ukuthi nyalo for some reason nature has pressed the reset button. Kufanele ukuthi wonke umuntu ucishe uqala from scratch. So nathi kwakhanzakala ukuthi isikhathi lesikahle ke sokuthi singangena ke manje.
Dlamini uthi uma konke kutawuhamba kahle futhi ne-third wave ingeke iphatamise, letindlela letinye tekuphuma nekungena eveni titawucala ngenyanga yeLweti kulo mnyaka. Etindzabeni kubuye lungelele Magagula naMuzi Mkhonta ezulwini.
Losabambe kuba ngumphathi wemasiko emsamo wesive nomsadlamini. Usiko umsamo uyachubeka nekugcina emasiko kanye nekudla kwesintu kuteke titukulwane litako tatu tsemaswata phila njani. Dlamini ukuvetele lokhu kulandzela kuthi lusuku lwamhla 18 kulesetulu lilanga lakamhlaba legubha kumgcoka bemsamo.
Njalo mhla 18 kulesetulu emavela ngaphansi kwamhlaba uhlangene agubha lusuku lwemsamo. Lonyaka lolusuku lugujwa ngaphansi kwesicubulo lesithi Recover, Reimagine, kanti sigcile kakhulu ekubuyiseni kudla kwesimfu kulawo emave. Losabambe kuba ngumphathi wemasiko emsamo wesive nomsadlamini ukuthatha sive ukuthi sibuyele emuva sikuthanze kudla kwesimfu.
Isicubulo sethu sithi Recover and Imagine. Siconze ukuthi thani lokho sekukulahlekele ulilunga lemangu lokulahlekele esikweni ngaba noma ngabe yini, kodwa nje ngifuna kubekisa kakhulu ngekudla ukuthi kudla kende kathi kukulahlekele ekhaya ungasadi ukuthi sowudlani, ungasakhona nje kubekisa ukuthi thina la ekhaya na kanjani sidla ini ekseni. Kufuna ukuthi ukulungise ukubuyise kube ngekwelisiko. Ngibekise nje thina ukuthi kudla kwethu kwesiswati singathi nge-staple food lokungona sikudla sonke isikhathi ngumbila. Umbila siyawugaya ube impuphu. Akhona ke lamanye emasiko lesesiboleke ukuthi siwasebenzise ale ngalombila. Njengekuthi sinelihelelice siphindze sinestamp. Kulungile ke lokho siyakudla sikufake ekudleni kwethu evikini. Ngifuna ukukhuluma ngale impuphu kakhulu. Impuphu siyaqala ekseni sidle incwancwa uma ngabe singakayidli singakendindengani incwancwa leli latisiwe. Siphindze futhi sidle liphalishi. Leli phalishi sithi nasiliphekile laba liningi ngayitolo ngakusasa sesiyalibhuca sibhica nemahewu senda singwangwa solo sembushini. Lempuphu siphindze senda ngayo lamahewu kube sinatho lesimnanzi. Impuphu yethu nje siyisebenzisa etintweni letiningi.
Dlamini ophindze wathi lokudla kwesimfu kumcoka ukuthi sive sikukhuthalele ngoba kucukethe tithako letidingwa ngumtimba. Lobiya Alwande Mota anambonga Dube Kalobamba.
Inhlangano ye-Junior Achievements esaneke izivumelwano sokusebentisana namasipala wedolobha lakaHlatsi. Kanti ke lesivumelwano Junior Achievement utawucecesha abantu abasha ku-daily business.
Kulesivumelwano Junior Achievement utawufundzisa abantu labasha labange-30 bakaHlatsi ngelwati lwekusungula nekuchuba ibhizinisi. Umcondzisi waka-Junior Achievement Kusile Masilela uthi bafuna abantu labasha labanenshisekelo ngebhizinisi, bantu labangeke bayekele endleleni.
Lokukhulu kithi kubona abantu labasha bathuthukela phambili batisebenta ngoba imisebenzi vele ayikho out ukuthi singathi kubo they should go out and look for employment, but we know very well ukuthi if bakhona ukuthi icalele amabhizinisi batawukhona ukuthi babeke nabo kudla etafuleni. Sikhulisa bomabhizinisi ke hayi ukuthi sitowenda i-social project. Sine sifuna umuntu lone passion for business ngoba sifuna umuntu longeke adrophe endleleni. So kungaba khuthatha bona abantu labasha bakaHlatsi ukuthi lo msebenzi lona ngewenu kufuna nubambe i-opportunity ifika kanye in a lifetime. So laba lisebenzisile lithuba lelifana naleli namhlanje impilo tabo tinjinjile sekutaya ke ngokuthi bona bayakhona yini ukuthi bawubambe lo msebenzi ngetandla totimbili bachubekele embili.
Umphathi welhovisi lelidolobha lakaHlatsi Bongani Dlamini ubonge Junior Achievement ngalo msebenzi.
UJA ukuthi asithembe ukuthi angabambisana nathi kunawo umsebenzi sithi sifuna ukusukumisa ngenxa yokuthi nathi njengedolobha silwela ukuthi sikhulise abantu abasha.
Luhlaka lwahulumende lwekufukula umnotfo i-post-COVID-19 recovery strategy luveta kutsi lokungenani munye kulababili bantfu labasha kule Eswatini yabasebenzi. Lokusimo lesingasombululwa kutsi insha ikhutsatwe ibuye ikukhuthalele kusungula emabhizinisi. Etindzabeni te-Eswatini TV kubika Sifiso Nxumalo nginasimuva Shongwe sikaHlatsi.
Litiko letemfundo seliveleke liqalile uhlelo lokufundisa abothishela belibanga lesithathu etikolweni grade 3 kakhulukazi ngemfundo ngehlobo lelisha lemfundo i-competency based education lengeneke kuleli banga kulomnyaka losetulu kanti ke kuphindze kwangena neluhlelo lokufundza lokuhlanganisiwe i-compressed syllabus. Ngikusho ukuthi iphiko lelibukeke kuhlanganiswa kwehlelo lokufundza i-National Curriculum Center kwamanje baqeqesha kwamanje sekuqeqeshwe labatakuya kuyofundisa abothishela ngalo luhlelo etikolweni emavikini letako.
Luphiko lohlanganisa imfundo yakuleli National Curriculum Center sekhanze kufanele ukuthi bothishela labafundisa libanga lesithathu etikolweni temabanga laphansi ukuthi bafundziswe ngaleti nguquko kuthi bothishela batokhona kwenta umsebenzi wabo kamelula nebafundzi bangashiyeki. Cynthia Dlamini lobuke hlangothi lekwakha ukufundwa etikolweni elulwimini uthi batali bangakhatsateki njengalokho bothishela batawuqinisekisa ukuthi nebafundzi labathatha isikhathi kubamba nakufundwa ukuthi abasalele emuva.
Ukhanza ke kuthi letifundvo tiyakhona lokuhlanganiseka lokuthi leto lesikhuluma ngekulalela taka grade 2 netaka grade 3 angatihlanganisa njani thishela, letikhuluma ngekufundza angatihlanganisa njani thishela kuze kuthi lo mntana agcine naye afane nemntana lofundze le curriculum over 2 years. Akusiko ke lula, bothishela nabo banemibuto leminengi keje nayifika lembuto kithi siyedama lokuthi siyiphendvule. Labanye bantwana bahamba babamba kancane, labanye bashakutela nababamba. Sineke sibuke lokuthi wena thishela buka leli class lakho lokunye vele utawukhanza ukuthi soya kuthutha uyanako ka grade 4 ngalokho ukuthi labantwana laba bona bayachutha uzama lokubasekela uyabasekela ngoba luhlelo lwethu lwemfundo luthatha wonke noma lonke ihlobo lomntwana kuthi umntwana lesimshiya.
Lobuke lihlelo lekufundisa etikolweni Tosh Dlamini uchaza kabanti ukuthi lehlelo lekufundisa abothishela litawuhamba kanjani.
Lapha ke emalangeni besimeme ma-officers aka-insert nebahloli kanye nabothishela njena laba kuma-panels kutoba trainer ngetincwadi letisha taka grade 3 tale competency based education. Lisekubita ke lokungekuthi i-orientation la khona sisho lokuthi lencwadi lena itanani iqukethe ini ifundzisa ini futhi emakhono lakho litholakala khona kule CBE akhona kule ncwadi.
Kulomnyaka lihlelo lemfundo cije makhono i-competence based education lungene ebangeni lesithathu emabanga ngelaphansi kanti futhi kuwona lomnyaka kunehlelo lolusha lemfundo lehlanganisiwe i-compressed syllabus. Lehlelo lo-competence based education laqala ngeminyaka wanga-2019 ebangeni lekucala ka-grade 1 etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Fortune Dlangamandla ngamanzini.
Asiphethe bonke ngibukana nathi idemidlalo. Umqeqeshi welicembu le-Royal Leopards Mfanzile Dlamini uthi angeke kuzekwendeka ukuthi licembu le-Young Buffaloes lilishaya igoli ngakubo uma ke lamacembu lamabili atholana lomuhla emidlalweni wegcina we-first round ye-M10 Premier League. Kanti ke icembu litawuphetha linginombolo 1 lathola ke imali enganga-350,000 emalangeni.
Ngalesithathu kwelicembu le-Royal Leopard litawuthola ngetulu nelicembu le-Young Buffaloes emidlalweni we-M10 Premier League. La macembu lamabili ke lolaqedza isigaba sekuqala sesizini asendzaweni yekuqala. Nanoma ke i-Young Buffaloes ibonakala washaya ke emagoli kulamanye amacembu ladlala nawo, kodwa kumqeqeshi we-Royal Leopard Mfanzile Dlamini uthi kuboke ngeke kwenteke lokho.
Ngasibonge iyawashaya emagoli ebantwini lelingana nabo. Ithimu lenkulu engihloniphayo nami ngawagadza but amagoli but aneke ngeke zero labantu abashayile. Ngicabanga ukuthi icoachwa ngumuntu naye bengidlala naye kurova sabe defend ngicela senake la defend mina bengi strike kimi ngilokushaya amagoli ngicela sesitawashaya manje
kanti kumqeqesho yang Buffaloes Sabelo Mnisi yena uthi la ngakusho ukuthi balungisile konke nebadlali bakhe ke balungele actually
ngicabanga ukuthi ama players amasa ready sesiteshi sesikwende konke lo idansi sibiye nayo le game njengoba nathi it's a home game kudile kubuka emuva le 3 points sisibendela yena sisithulela le game yakusasa nema players yami konke ama tactics wendawo a responde kahle le ngisho usikodela ukuthi sabakhona so kuma all out sisithulela 3 points
kunyalo kwelicembu leRoyal Leopard elihlete esitulo esicongweni seMTN Premier League ngemaphuzu lang-35 kanti endaweni yesibili kunayo iYoung Buffaloes yona inemaphuzu lang-34 lo mdlalo ukuthi awudlalelwa-ke enkundleni yeKing Sobhuza enhlangano lobikela umsakazo weSwatini TV kutemidlalo ngilinda Dlamini eMbabane
ngalezo temidlalo bongo sister bamba lapha kenza bade kucala talo mhla ekseni sibathola ukuthi makethe sibuya siyachubeka nehlelo
Tutu, ngikhathele nomfana lo.
Babelo sezulwini ngisonzela kuwe ngosinana indodzana yami ilula sandla sakho Nkosi uyiphilise egameni lika Jesu Kristu amen.
Are they yours?
Ngabukela ke washa umkhukhu every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Mangwane vuka uvakashe yati live lapho kabanti imbukeli. There's so much to learn and see in the kingdom of Eswatini. Sifuna futhi sikhuthata kona ukuthi nawe wati live lapho kabangi nalokuhle lokwendekako lapha eveni la Kangwane. Namambalo uyabona mbukeli ukuthi indalo is a beautiful thing. Ubukhulu baNkulunkulu buyabonakala ngendalo.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
everywhere you go. MTN.
Malanga lamahle, welcome back. Sesiqhubeka nalo luhlelo Kusile breakfast show kunguyele sithafu. Maswathi nsanza kulela wona umsakazo uTithombe siyanemukela nasetingondle ntefte kuchumana sabonga kakhulu ukuhlatsana nathi. Ethembisile thile isikhathi lesi sibuka dona indzaba tetempilo. Sibuka yona indzaba yesifo seasthma. Njengoba ke mjalo mhla tisihlanu kwenyanga yenkokhwedi emave emhlaba buka sengabe vele emave emhlaba ngathi qinisa kanjani phela indlela lapho khona abantu bangakhona kusitakala indzabeni deasthma bavikeleke phela. Sibulina kufika umkhuhlane iCovid-19 ebantwini labasilimalelako nabo bamvu nesifo ze-asthma bebabalelwa kubo. Indlela tekusakada ke sesinaye eDokotela Nentobeko Simelane losebenzela khona lapha esibhedlela esikhulu sahulumende kusichazela kabanti ngaso sifo se-asthma. Ntobeko sekwamukela ehlelweni ekseni Dokotela.
Ngiyabonga, sambelisiwe. Siyanibingelela nani balaleli ekhaya.
Asivele sicale ngayo nasikhuluma ngekuthi yini i-asthma, sikhuluma ngani?
Okay, i-asthma sifo lesi ngeSiswati kahle kahle asthma sesibita ngesifuba. So si affecta ngendlela lo phefumula ngayo i-asthma. Kuyakuthiwa it's a chronic inflammatory disease of the lungs. Okay, chronic meaning vele isifo lesiphatha isikhathi leside.
Okay.
Yes. So kuhle kahle uzosichazeleke ukuthi i-asthma yenda kanjani nokuthi iyini. Ngathenza konichazela kucala ukuthi umvu nakaphefumula kwendekalani. So angithi siyathi ukuthi siphefumula i-oxygen sikhiphe i-carbon dioxide emtimbeni. Kusadala kanjalo. Nasiphefumula ngamakhala ethu oxygen iyangena kule tube lekuthiwa i-trachea bese seyiya kuma-bronchi kuma-bronchioles bese seyiya kulama balloon lekuthiwa ama-alveoli lekugcineni. Bele kufike bese sekwendeka le exchange yalabo carbon dioxide ne-oxygen ukuthi kuphume. So ku-asthma ke kuyakhanzekala ukuthi kuneba nemvo maybe le-triggerishako bese kuyavuvuka kule ma tubes lengwachazile kakhulu nama bronchioles. So ayavuvuke bese asaya constrictor avala lesikhala lekufanele ngene lo moya khona kube kuncane. Lokho kuvuvuka kuyendeka ke ukuthi bese sekuba nanemandi like mafinyila what is mucus. So that causes le blockage yalokungena kwale oxygen nalokuphuma kwale carbon dioxide kuchepheka le carbon dioxide langekhathi. Ngakho bese umuntu one-asthma simbona ukuthi ufika nema symptoms ukuthi utaba nekucinana kwesifuba athi akakhona ukuphefumula kahle noma kube buhlungu lasifubeni ngathi uthi khona lo hleli lasifubeni sakhe kube nekukhwehlela kakhulu uvame kwendeka ebusuku noma early morning ekseni kakhulu. And bese sekuba nanako lekuthiwa i-wheezing lokho sekukhala kwalesifuba kuthi inswi kakhulu na uthi uzama ukukhipha lo moya. So ngiloko lokwendeka kanjalo. So i-asthma ke iba singayibeka ngema categories ukuthi okay kwekucala kunalo kuthiwa status asthmaticus like an emergency. It's an emergency condition and it can be fatal.
Okay.
Umuntu ngabona ngilo fika lekuthiwa asthma attack.
Okay.
Bese ke i-asthma ungayidifferentiate into also intermittent. Lapho kuya ngaloko ukuthi ikuphatha kangakhi mhlambe less than 3 times in a week. Then they can be moderate, mild, persistent, moderate, persistent and severe persistent. Nako lokho kuya ngokuthi kangakanani. Le mild show ukuthi mhlambe ikuphatha maybe 3 to 6 days in a week. Then the moderate
setaba simo sakho nje leso Dokotela ukuthi wena vele ihlale ikuphatha kaso.
Yebo kanjalo. So and then the moderate kanzi ukuthi ikuphatha anakhona emalanga abe maningi but le severe kusho ukuthi vele lilanga lilinye udabana lama attacks lamaningi. Yes.
So siloko Dokotela ngikuphose kufane nayo i-diabetes ukuthi nakhona kunema types ngilama types of asthma.
Yes.
Okay.
Ngalama stage uyawa grade ngalama stages. Lokho it's okay. Angithi uyathi njengoba ngisho ukuthi intermittent shothi ayiphathi kakhulu but as you continue lo severe shothi vele uba nalama attacks kakhulu.
Asingene ke Dokotela kulama triggers. Ngaphi ke lama triggers ayo i-asthma?
Okay, ema-triggers asthma maningi and kufanele umvu anake lokuthi mhlambe utamvuka lokugcinana kwesifuba nangabe kwende kanjani. So it can be labanye kuyasho ukuthi it's environmental ne workplace. Environmental singabe kusangetihlahla, ipollen yetihlahla njengabo jacaranda labanye bese nakusekunale ngale season yato apart asthma ne dust endlini ema carpet nje abantu labane asthma kuyasho ukuthi bangavami bane carpet endlini. tilwane kakhulu emakati netinja nako kungakwenda. And then according to a workplace ngaba maybe bopendi ngaba na lo sebenza lekune dust khona kakhulu. Yeah, basically it's just those triggers leletiva mekwenda ukuthi ukhubekele asthma. But ke kukhona naloko ukuthi I genetic kungaba kubana le genetic component. So lesinye isikhathi kuyendeka ukuthi emndenini mhlawumbe udalwe ngumtali lonayo noma sinye isihlobo sakho sinayo, labanye akuveli ngale asthma, kuba nalamanye ama allergies kanti uthi une inkinga ye skin leke kuthiwe eczema. So bese nawo
uvame kuhambelana
yes lama allergies. But ke le genetic component ngeke ibe yodwa, bese nase ikufike nalama triggers la mtimbeni wakho kuyendeka bese la asthma seyiyakukhwebuka.
Itimu yalonyaka dokotela ikhuluma ngathi uncovering asthma misconceptions. Sisibuka ukuthi ngabe athini some of the myths la khona. Ngidawubekisa nje kutathiwa ukuthi maybe asthma sifo sebamfana but nasengikhula utaba imvule engathi mina sengiya outgrow seyaphela.
Yes, akhona ke lawo ma-conceptions. Yes, that's the first one ukuthi sifo sebamfana. Well, kuyendeka ukuthi ube nalama attacks lamaningi usesengumfana because lenye trigger angikhohle kuyingeta kungaba ma infections like bacteria and viral infections. So kuyendeka ukuthi naso semncane ube nema viral infections lamaningi lomkhuhlane pneumonia, so ikuphathe kakhulu. But naso ukhulile ke maybe bese sekuba kancanyana, but akusho ukuthi seyiphelile lapho le asthma. You still need to continue the treatment yakho. So ingavela kubamfana, iyavela kuma adolescents nema adults, even labadala above 65 years kuyabonakala ukuthi asthma iyabaphatha. And then another misconception is that bamfu laba if une asthma or chronic exercise away. No, that's not true. As long as your asthma is controlled, you can do exercises. You just need to control it. Ungabi ke inalama exercises akho walimit ubone ukuthi wena ukhona umaphi. And then another misconception can be ukuthi labanye bamva ngathi noma ngeneva ukuthi bayesaba kusebenzisa spray, baye spray siyabulalana. No,
kuye kuthiwe dokotela nasengisikhohliwe ke ngiloba yini. Lokho sekungcono ukuthi vele ngcono ngaqali nje all kusebenzisa. I think lokho kunengi kakhulu.
No, le spray actually sikusita kakhulu because noma uqalile noma ungaqali naseyifikile le severe asthma, like I said, it's a medical emergency. So vele lapho kufanele ube se emergency room. So whether ukawasebenzisa noma awukawasebenzisa uyasinga spray and kude ukuthi siyakubulala spray. Yes. And lamanye ma misconceptions because asthma can be infectious njengabo tifo dabo COVID or TB. No, asthma isiko infectious. Sekuyokuthi nje some of the triggers are infectious, like ukuthi maybe it's a viral infection or a bacterial infection etfole kulomunye umuntu. Yes.
Ukhuluma dokotela ngekuthi bambu labane asthma isikhathini lesiningi ngathi ngahlala kube bedete imvule tifana ekhathi maybe lawo makhabhedla tabesa abutha leyo dust noma tilwane fana nabo kati. Yini ke umuntu lonayo asthma at this moment la ngakwenda ku reduce lama attacks lesikhuluma ngabo?
Okay, ku reduce ama attacks asthma, it's to avoid those things, but nekumake sure ukuthi I-treatment uyayithatha. I-treatment ye asthma ke akusho ukuthi uyayithatha bese naso ungcono uyayiyekela. Yeah, it's divided into steps nayo. Kukhona lokho ukuthi kufanele njengema corticosteroids ema inhalers nakhona hayi lo wanatha noma lo wajova kufanele uwathathe every day. Bese sekudependa ngalokho ukusiphi stage sale asthma ke na dokotela wakho akutshele ukuthi uthatha kangaki ngelanga leso spray leyo inhaler. Maybe kabili, maybe kanye noma kathathu. Bese sekuba nalo lokunye lekuthiwa ama bronchodilators lelo kusita lokusikuvulele lesekucinene la. Lawo ke ngilo vame ukusithatha nangabe unale attack. But yes, those are the things fanele avoid lama carpet, tinja, makati, make sure it's a treatment yakho.
With the misconceptions la khona dokotela nangifika khona emtholampilo ngiyafika yini ngitikhethele ukuthi no mina le spray vela ngisifuni ngifuna ukuhambana na treatment nayo.
No, asivami lokho sisikhethise because nyalo according to emerging guidelines ngokuthi I-first line yekutreata I-asthma vele ngangilama inhalers, lama steroids bese sekuba nalama bronchodilators kwekuthi i-short acting noma i-long acting. Yes.
Kune colleague lebutile dokotela ukuthi ngabe vele nasikhuluma ngokuthi sikhuluma ngema inhaler, sikhuluma nema nebulizer, sikhuluma ngani, what is the difference between these two?
Okay. Inhaler kahle kufanana ngasi nelipilisi. Lo mixe lo hamba nale khaya njengoba ngishito lama inhaler are divided into two. kunala ma corticosteroids longa ufaka every day maybe ekseni mina ntambama kanjalo bese sekunala lamanye
ufaka kude kodwa
uya spray la mlonyeni so kuye kusho ukuthi maybe uda spray kuthiwa I meter dose inhaler so kuye kube ne meter lapha and kuyasho ukuthi uda spray how many puffs maybe just 2 puffs that's it bese nale lenye iyasho sinova nale attack uya spray maybe 2 puffs bese that's it bese nebulizer most of the time uyithola esibhedlela emergency but nayo ungaba nayo ekhaya most of the time we connect egesini and yona continuous fanana next uyafutha kusifutha for sort of so kanzi uthi lapho sonale attack vele uye ufakwe yona for about 10 to 15 minutes continuously to try and open the airway lele seyivalekile khona kutobonakala phenzi bese seya assess after lo 15 minutes ukuthi ngabe khona yini kubangconywana angabe solo kude phinzi ubuyele kunebulizer so kahle ngathi spray le inhaler it's the first thing lokugijimela kuyona usekhaya lo tawuzama ukuthi uzame but nangabe solo ayikusebeneli inhaler kufanele vele bese soyagijimisa utfola le nebulizer as soon as possible so it's the first step inhaler ye treatment bese soyachubekela kunebulizer
Dokotela sibonile ngesikhathi semkhuhlane iCovid-19 solo sinawo nanyalo kuthi abantu labane asthma nabo babalilwa kunabo lesithine bese basilimalela noma baba ne severe illness from COVID-19 maybe ungasichazela nasikhuluma ngale science leyo uthi why is that
okay with asthma and COVID kuvelile ukuthi bekuvelile lokuthi ngazuthi labane asthma maybe they can be at more risk kusiba ngatfola iCovid but according scientifically ma studies lebabukile ukuthi okay I risk of infection between asthma and COVID kubukakala ukuthi it's not that much ukuthi labane asthma nalone asthma naloti asthma they can be at the same risk but ke nangabe so itfolile lo COVID kanti nale asthma ngithi njengoba ngishido ukuthi asthma siyathi ukuthi iaffecta lama pipe ekuphefumula and iCovid siyathi ukuthi it's a virus le affecta lama phaphu kakhulu lama balloon lendasi nakhona bese se create a mucus bese usakhona ukuphefumula so basically nangabe le asthma yakho ayisiko controlled kahle bese so utfala isifo se COVID ungaba sengodini ukuthi vele ube nale severe disease ye COVID-19 so ngingako sizama ukucela ukuthi bamfla bane le asthma noma letinye nje tifo dekuphefumula bazame lokuthi bachubeke nalokunaka tindzaba te COVID another thing lenye inkinga yabantu beasthma ngisingaloko ukuthi unale nkinga yekuphefumula sometimes babangakhona bese sekufaka le mask like the whole day maybe from 8 to 5 so siyazama ukuthi bazame ukuthi bahle batfola isikhathi nje batfola umoya bayikhiphe le mask batophefumula kahle kutawuvuleka kahle lamaphapho so that bangatoba netinkinga lokunye nalama sanitizer ke labanye ngoba kungaba irritant kubabangele nalama allergies so ngileyo nje lenye inkinga kusibazame nabo ukuthi mhlambe bamvamela ukwasha letandla kakhulu kunalokusebenzisa lama irritants ngoba kungabe sesekuyabakhwebukela ukuthi babe nale attack
engabe dokotela kuhluke ngani ke umuntu lesasithini umuntu utalwe nayo lo umfana utalwe nayo le asthma nanami le ngidayi developa ngisachubeka ngikhulu
most of the time now we develop so cool naso develop ebudaleni kuye kube related to I workplace njengoba ngishido ukuthina ngabe udila netinfo leti dark irritator maybe my pains for a very long time
then it triggers
yes then it will trigger kane mfaneni kuvame kubangela ma childhood infections la triggerishako ukuthi uba nema viruses and I bacteria pneumonia ngolo lokudabonakala but kuyendeka ukuthi abenayo lamfaneni ithulathule bese phinze futhi nasebudaleni seyiyavela
yakwende ukuthi aliswane nje atalwe vele aphuma analeto dinkinga leto kumbani
akuvami kwendeka but kungendeka depending on ukuthi le situation ladalwe kiyo khona yini lokungamtriggerisha lapho ukuthi abe netinkinga kuba nale obstruction
asisi dokotela uthi the spray the inhaler imvo yekuqala nje lengijimela kuyona ngabe ngiva the attack labanye bathi sike sabona labanye bathi basebenzisa wet cloth and bafake luju then bese bazama ukuphefumula what do I do spraying bathe ngiyaqalwa iattack spraying bathi ngiyasifuna angisithole eceleni kwami athini lama first aid steps lengasipha wona at this moment
the first aid step is to have your spray close to you that's why sibeke ekhikhini sibeke esikhwameni asibethutane nawo kanjalo so basically ngikole ukudzingakho kuthi ukusithe, but the also other thing ukuthi ungasiyekeli nalele sinye lekufanele usithathe onke malanga every day, so kungabi nalesikhathi lokuthi uyasikhohlwa. Unfortunately vele that is what it is with asthma, because utawutfola info letaktriggerisha lana and then kude you have to get leso spray lesitawuzama kuvula lena ngizani nalele sinye losifaka onke lamalanga zama kunciphisa le inflammation lokuthi kube bede lokuvuvuka. Ngisho ungayitfola le trigger la celeni kwakho, at least lokuvuvuka kungabi kakhulu. Yes.
Ngifuna ke dokotela singaphuma singene kunzaba ye seasonal change. Nyalo sesingenile ebusika sekumakhada sakuva ngeke ngathi dokotela noma some of the misconceptions in kusinyalo sekusebusika vele ngathi bamvu labane asthma tabana nema attacks la increased maybe compared to season lengathi sine kuyashisa khona.
Yes, it's true. I-winter season iya-triggerisha kakhulu ama-asthma because the wind dry and moist. So cold weather, cold temperatures, kanye ne dry air is also another trigger for asthma.
Okay.
So yeah, nge-winter vele bayavama lokuba nalama exacerbations, lama attacks lamaningi. Nalokunye lokungetako ke also njengoba sathi nalomkhuhlane, lama infections kuyangeta nako.
So what usually helps dokotela nyalo nge-winter for bamvu labane asthma lokufuna ukuthi babe careful of batinake kakhulu nyalo nge-winter?
They just have to be vigilant to their medication. Try as much as possible to stay within lele warm corner. Angabi kakhulu in the cold, and try to avoid flu infections.
Okay.
Yes.
Asingene ke dokotela ekuthenini nasikhuluma ngemumva ukuthi nyalo this person is being attacked uba ne-asthma attack, ithini le admission criteria yemumvu lo ne-asthma?
Asthma attack. Okay, umuntu nakafika emergency kuqaleni angithi vele tawufika athi akakhona ukuphefumula, mhlamba akakhona ubaba bathi uyakhuluma naye angakhona icethe la sentenesi, uyamuva nelesifuba siyakhala. Vele niyaqala, so i-management yakhona iqala e-emergency. Uqala nimjove ngale ama steroids, bese senimyamnebulizer ngala ama bronchodilators ukuthi nizame kuvula la lomphimbo wakhe ukuthi atophefumula. Phindze nim-assess after 15 minutes kuthi ngabe kwendekalani. Ngichubeke like le treatment yakhona is stepwise. Uyachubeka uyangeta kuba nemjovo lo ngetako nangabe solo kude lokwendekalako uchubeke kanjalo. Labanye baya improve within loyo 15 minutes or 13 minutes and they can actually go home nangabe vele sekuvulekile, because that's the good thing about asthma, it is reversible.
Okay.
Yabo at that moment le status epilepticus, so angavuleka and akhona ukuphefumula, so uyamonitor maybe for an hour 2 hours. If uva ngathi ukahle so uyaphefumula kahle noma ulalela la sifubeni angahamba aye ekhaya. But if lokuphefumula kwakhe lesinye isikhathi nangabe vele kubhicene nalo manye ama infections emtimbeni, uphefumula kwakhe solo akusiko kahle, solo akuvuleki loyo mvulo yokufanele bese soyam admit ummonithe ewadini, uchubeke nalokumnebulizer nale mijovo yakhe, ngoba kuyendeka kusilabanye vele kunga msebendeli lesinye isikhathi agcine asadzingile nokuthi aye ICU mhlambe asayo incubator aphefumule ngemshini. But lokho akusiko lesijakela kiko, ufune nje lokuzama kumsitangala mithi nale nebulizer.
Engabe dokotela ungathi lesimo sinjani njengomuntu losebenzela khona lapha esibhedlela, lesimo sinjani, siyakhona yini thine sisiveze maswati kusheshe sithi siyakhona ngakhona emtholampilo nangabe ngiyabona ukuthi uyathi ukuthi angidiva kahle sifuba ngiyagcinelana siyakhala futhi?
Yes, bamfu bayeda, but vame kuba buhlungu ukuthi lesinye isikhathi beta most of the time sabana lama attacks. Ngani siyes recommend ukuthi umuntu lone asthma njengalona BP nalona shukela ete emtholampilo every month noma every 2 months depending on le asthma yakhe i-controlled kangakanani. So siyasifuna ukubabona e-clinic ukuthi ete atogcwalisa imithi yakhe, atogcwalisa ama-nebulizer yakhe every month. But labanye ngalokhu uyeva ukuthi sengcono abese akasedi ete vele asakla attack. But most of the time ulalaba ama attacks siyakhona lokho kusibanibulize babuye babe kahle abavame ukuthi bese sebayasihambela emhlabeni.
For a person ngicina dokotela, for a person ngelo to developer the asthma later in the age, sithini ke ngidaqala kubona ngani netimbre ngidaqala vele ngibone ngalokuthi sifuba sami siyacinelana noma khona lamanye ama signs, early warning signs lengisho ngabone before lesifuba sami sicinelana.
Uvame kubonakala ngalo. Okay, kungaba Labanye njengoba ngisho ukuthi khambelana nema allergies most people. Maybe ungaba nekuthimula, ube ne uluma kwamakhala noma kunjani.
Kunalento le common ukuthi high sinus.
Yes. But naso uva lokho kuthi high isifuba sakho sesiyacinelana noma nawuthi uyahamba hamba unyuka titebhisi uyacinelana. Fine angeke kube asthma kuphela, diningi tifo letingakubangela lokho ngoba nesifo senhlitiyo kungakubangela lokho, but nje kumcuka lokho sinasova kuphefumula kwakho ukuthi hayi ngasasikahle. Nana kulokunye lesi respiratory rate nakhona batibalela wena noma umuntu lo khona ekhaya kubale ukuthi uphefumula kangakanani. So normally a normal adult, it has to be between maybe 14 to 18 le respiratory rate in a minute, like lokuphefumula kwakho, like in and out in a minute. Nase kufika kubo 20 so yacala siyabona hayi so phefumulele tu na umvumvu so yahehedela. Lapho kufanele bese so yacala uya emsonzela ngasemfolampilo ukuthi hayi ngase sekukhona lokukhona.
Singahambi dokotela ungathini Eswatini seMaswati?
Eswatini seMaswati ngathi Maswati lamahle iasthma iya controleka. Fine ayilapheki but iya controleka ukuthi uyimanage ngemaphilisi nebulizer lotfola emfolampilo. So nangabe uyati ukuthi une asthma noma uva timpawu letingazuthi une asthma uyagcinana, uyakhohlela, uva sifuba sakho siyakhala noma uva umfana wakho kanjalo ebusuku nakalele. Ngisonzele emfolampilo. Phinze futhi ntitayete ke emfolampilo like every month. Ubute nakudokotela kahle ukuthi ngoba lenye inkinga ke kube kunama nebulizer lama inhaler. Lo munye umuntu uba nenkinga ukuthi akade ukuthi isprayer kanjani, lo munye ubhekisa phansi, lo munye ubhekisa edulu. So kune technique vele lokuthi ifutha kanjani. So ke kube ngcono ukuthi na uyitfola epharmacy nangaba bakakukhombisa ubuyele kudokotela ubute ukuthi ngifutha kanjani ukuthi tongena kahle lo muthi lengekhathi.
Dokotela siyabonga kakhulu kuba nathi lo mhlekiseni ehlelana.
Ngiyabonga mina.
Malanga lamahle ngudokotela Nentobeko simelana lesivendela lapha esibhedlela esikhulu sahulumende sibukusana ngadona tinsaba te-asthma. Lesikhathi samanje siyayita itolo siyabuya namagobane singafike etinsabeni tesibili telisuku.
Once umfuje ngibekise uthola noma licingo lakhe say message seniyacabana seniyabulalana nje uyathi kuyashaqisa
kulaba labahlukubetekako nekwe ukuthi ngalokuthi phela kuhlukubeteka okay ke ngaqala namuhla kwanza uthi iprocess lechubekako kungcono ukuthi nje kusinakusacala uvele ukureport ungameli ukuthi umuntu azaphindza akushaya noma aphindza akurepe yabo akuphinzeleli.
Asise saba ngisho asathi nokuthi sesikhiya sile etindlini ulala ugcokile ulala ukhile ulala ubophile eminyango uthi solo wendela bona kepha abanayo indlela engena.
Ngithi mine bobabe abayekele ukuhlukubeda bomali emakhaya ngoba labantwana bese basala bathi ntsandzane bese abasathi ngoba nalabo labantwana labasele kubo nabo babahlukumede
kushada naNkulunkulu akuna ukubulele labantu labasele awubacabangela ngathi lo soyekuthatha kwente njani. uNkulunkulu is the only solution empilweni yemuntu.
Sithemba bongo sesivile kulabo bethu labaphila neasthma kufanele baphathe njani nanathi ethenini sendanjani ke nangabe sensitive yalo ukuthi ungazothi sesibambile ngoba vele iyakubamba namasomtsala njengoba siyashida dokotela.
Kuthi kunane timvu lekufanele ukuthi sithi naka emagobane la 17 labo bende nani lokwenza ukuthi lemvu sekuya triggerish nabantu levame ukuthi maybe bona bane sinus kanzi maybe sekwakhela le asthma umcwathi.
Nebe ngisiya sinus ngile asthma. Ngomkhanti Ngicanga ngiyiko.
Yebo kanti lokhu kuba la sibeni.
Oh yeah. Manje kujabana enhlanhla bami lokhanza nje ukuthi from January 1 to December 31 abaguli.
Ufuna kusho ukuthi nguwe lo.
Namenye amagama. Sengiyasho nje ukuthi babe nenhlanhla labanjani.
Yebo.
Kanje nje ukuthi nabagulile ukugula kwabo nje ukukhohlela nje ngoba unokhohlela. Kwahle yona futhi bojima bogijima. Yeah.
Malanga late 7:27 lesikhathi samanje sayititolo kafishana sibuya netinsaba tesibili tesuku Kusile kodwa.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Junior's mum, is everything okay? I am okay, but Junior feels hot since last night. Don't worry. Just boil some herbs and he will be okay. I don't agree. We are talking about the life of a child. We must bring him to the hospital. Mum, the test was positive. The child has malaria. Give the medicine during 3 days according to the prescription. Did you understand? Yes, yes. During the COVID-19 pandemic, keep following all the preventative measures for the treatment of malaria. If you have a fever, seek a health centre. Always sleep under the treated net all year long. Help the health teams by opening your doors for spraying. Apidone is safe. SADC continues strong in the fight against malaria.
Mananga lamahlaselo sehlelweni kusile breakfast show kunguye Safu kulesikhathi samanje sethula indzaba tesibili telisuku. Umconjezo ohlangothi letilwane etiko letekulima Dr. Xola Dlamini uthi lubalo lwetilwane lwendiwe kuleli tiko likhomba ukuthi inombolo yetinkomo lapha eveni ikhuphukile kusukela ku 510,000 eminyakeni wa 2019 yefika ku 580,000 ngeminyaka wa 2020. Dlamini uthi nasetinhlangothini letahlukahlukene lapha eveni tilwane tikhombise kwenyuka.
Eminyakeni lophelile enyangeni yengci litiko letekulima lasukumisa luhlelo lelihlale lilonda njalo ngeminyaka lokubala yonke imfuyo lekhona lapha eveni i-livestock census. Lokubalwa kwalemfuyo kubalekile kude litiko litohlala linemininingwane emishinini yalo yelinani lemfuyo ikakhulu ngoba idlala inzima lebandi emnothweni. Kulolu balo kwakubalwa lonke luhlobo lemfuyo olufaka ekhatsi tingulube, tinkukhu, timbuti, tinkomo naletinye. Dr. Xola Dlamini uthi kube netikhala letinkhulu elibalweni lomnyaka lophelile ngesizatfu semkhuhlane i-COVID-19 njengoba abakakhoni kungena kuwo onke emakhaya njengenhlala yenda kuleto tilwane letingaye tipini. Dlamini uthi litiko lisachubeka nalo lubalo.
Sinzaba ne-drought nesomiso lesikhulu lesathatha ngetulu kwa 100,000 wetinkomo. So ke titanga kancane ke tiyathuthuka ke lase sikhona khona nje eminyakeni lophelile sireportile ukuthi 510,000 inkomo lebetitholakala kusho nga 2019 nasenda i-census 2019 sathi tibe ngu 510 nyalo lo nyaka sikhuluma ngetinkomo lesetiwo 570 lokho there is about 508 which is 70,000 ngetulu kwale betingiko eminyakeni lophelile.
Uthi timbuti eveni tingu 540,000, tinkulube tinyukile kanti tona tingu 36,000, timvu tingu 18,000. Dlamini uthi lolubalo luyasita ukubona ukuthi emathuba kanye nemakethe ivuleke kuluphi luhlangothi. Etindzabeni kubuya lungelele Magagula naMuzi Mkhonda imbabane.
Sengeke inkampani emagesi yakuleli Eswatini Electricity Company isabalela emakhasimende ayo tindleko tekufaka gesi emakhaya phecelezi quotations lesengakakhi tindlu aphinza afaka tinsambo tagesi etindlini lokuvetwe ngilophethe ihlangothi letimali inkampani nemagesi kuleli Patrick Mathunjwa.
Inkampani yamagesi kuleli Eswatini Electricity Company sithethe isinqumo sekumisa kubalele amakhasimende yawo tindleko tekufaka gesi emakhaya uma asengakakhi futhi asengakafaki tinzambo tagesi etindlini. Lokho kuvele ngesikhathi litiko letemcebo phansi nemandla livele kanye nenkampani yamagesi kuleli Eswatini Electricity Company embiko lekomiti libuke kusebenta kwetimali tembuso eParliament lelapho lunga lenkundla yasengudzeni Big Boy Mamba lithandze kwati ukuthi kuliqiniso yini lokhu. Lobu kwehlangothi letimali enkampanini yamagesi Patrick Mathunjwa uchaza ngalesinqumo sale nkampani.
Nawo vele unlimited ukhanze sigijima sehle senyuka ngenxa yebantu okhanze ukuthi nje nenhloso ukuthi bangakhanyisa anytime soon kude bese ukhanze ukuthi kunebantu okhanze ukuthi sebaredi ukuthi bangakhanyisela sebaphazamiswa babanjelelwa nangilaba lebangayikhanyisa njalo nanyalo. Sinenkinga ke lenye mhlonishwa levele ngama group schemes whereby uthole ukuthi even lonke seminengi imithi lokhanza ukuthi seyifakwe gezi lipali labalele kodwa longena yawukhanyisa lo gezi usayawudala akanye udala ayikhona yakaphinda nyalo ekhona nyalo kodwa lifakiwe bese kunemali yefundile eqhamuka kube kuma agencies ahulumende noma ihlobo deliver bese nayo soyangena lapho ke umbeke inkingeni isi ngoba letindleko tekumaintaina lilayini ngoba ilayini aselimela khaya kunagesi nalicisha noma nalimala liphazamisa lamanye ama-customer.
Lesinqumo sale nkampani yamagesi sesikhinyabetene ekufakelwa kwagesi emakhaya kusetshenziswa tikimu njengalokhu tikimu letifuna kubalelwa kabusha kuthi kutawubita malini kufaka igesi emakhaya sangeke tisitakale uma labanye labafuna kufaka gesi bangakakhi tindlu noma bangakafaki tinzambo tagesi etindlini. Emalungu elikomiti asigcekile lesinqumo sale nkampani athi sitawuba nemsayalo mumbe metameni yahulumende yekufaka gesi eveni lonke njengalokhu letinye tikimu tagesi titawufa. Noko le nkampani ivetile ukuthi lesinqumo isato sibuketa etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Fortune dlangamandla kunaba wethu sithole seParliament.
Itawuthi engakapheli inyanga lesetulo sibedlela sahulumende lesikhulu eMbabane sitawube sesinemshina lomusha wekushisa kungcola kwalesibedlela kanokuvete ngumcondzisi welitiko letempilo Dr. Vusi Magagula ngesikhathi achaza ukuthi lendane litiko kucedza indvutfu lephuma kulomshina loyingoti esiveni.
Ngemuva kweminyaka kunekunceneka ngendvutfu lephuma esibedlela sahulumende eMbabane lokushiswa khona tibi talesibedlela lengabanga bungoti esiveni lesemacenzelo nalesibedlela umcondzisi wetempilo Dr. Vusi Magagula uthi lokhu sekutaba yindvu yakatseni. Dr. Magagula uthi lesibedlela sesitawushaya ngenyumbula yemshini wakanobusho losebenzisa gesi lese utawusetshenziswa ekushiseni kungcola kwalesibedlela.
Isole iyasebenza ke isole nje yachubeka njalo. Yebo wena siyakubona ukuthi la ikhona iyadzinga ukuthi maybe ibonakale iquestioniswa ngoba kunebantu around and all but lokho litiko liyakusebenza lisetukwayo. Sibhekeke lemusha komshina kanyalo lo tawuta kanyalo usawusebenzisa gesi wona awusana ukushunqisa lentuthu njengoba kwendeka enyalo as soon as possible nje sitawuthola leyo lese itasisebenzela kangcono lokuhambisana nemodernity ukuthi le takukhipha wona yona akusana ufana nale lokuthi bese lesishisa intuthu ngemalahle ukuthi ibonakala ngela ngemnyama ibonakala ngela njani yento ngalokuthi sekuyini imbamba leyo lokushisiwe kubuke ukuthi kulodeke kwabanganani i-waste nje esibedlela nje just basically lokho angithi kuba netinto lokwenza ukuthi maybe angibekise nje because kusabe kunephathi lejujuwe kumuntu ukhaze ukuthi kunabo placenta nabo kubantwana nabatele into njengalento nalo kudingi nje i-waste lephumako emabhokisi kubantu la kwanza safika esibedlela isibedlela sakhwakatsela funa singakhohlwa lokho sakhoka 1918 kwakusete tonke letindlu letikhona around nama residences nebantu nale part of university lapha bengekho ngaleso sikhathi nakwakho lesibedlela so wasothola ukuthi ke kumbe kwakufanele sibe sekuyamuvisha early enough ingakaqali lokuthi bese kuhlala abantu edudane bathi ke sesikubukile konke lokho nebaka environmental bayiraise i-concern siyayisebenta nabo kodwa ke nyalo ke sembili ukuthi sekutaba khona indlela engcono yokwenda kusana wendiwa ngalokushisa shisa indudu.
Aphawula kulendzaba elicingweni lokhulumela libandla lekonga imvelo kuleli Eswatini Environmental Authority belusile Mhlanga uthi bangaleli bandla bayitfokotela lesinqumo sahulumende sekucukela kutebuchwephesha njengemetamo yekucedza kukhala lobekisolo kukhona ngaloshimela. Mhlanga uthi unelethemba lokuthi lo mshini lotaka utawukhipha imvuthu lengeke ibe ingoti. Tindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Fortune Dlangamandla isembabane.
Inkampani Eswatini Tourism Authority seyisayine isivumelwano sekusebenzisana nenkampani iRoyal Eswatini National Airways Corporation kuthuthukisa ade kuvakasha lapha eveni.
Lobudlelwane emkhathini kwenkampani iRenac kanye neETA bucucudelwe isidingo sekuvusa luhlangothi lotekuvakasha emva kokuthi luphadamiseke nakubhedvuka umkhuhlane iCovid. Umphathi wenkampani iETA Linda Nxumalo uthi uyethemba ukuthi lobudlelwane butawubeka laseSwatini ukuthi libe ingcenye yemave lavakashelwa kakhulu esifundeni seAfrika.
Live ke laseSwatini nahulumende usithumile singiRenac kwekuthi sipromote noma sikhangise ngelive laseSwatini kusibantu bakhona kude eSwatini. Siyajabula ke thina lamuhla ukuthi besihlangene na Renac ekuthenini sitokhombisa live nekuthi sito sayina kwekuthi sitawuchubeka sibambisane ekupromoteni live.
Umphathi wenkampani iRenac Ciniso Dlamini uthi ngalobudlelwane bahlose ukuvula indlela letinye kufika kulamanye emave kanye nekungena kulaseSwatini. Dlamini uchazile ukuthi lokhu batokwenza kanjani nekuthi kuyengani ukuthi kuthathe isikhathi.
Sidinga lokho ukuthi ama-tourist akwadi ukuthi akwadi ukuconza direct la eSwatini sikhulumisana nalama ama-airlines nje ukuthi afly direct edela kangwani. Nathi sizawuqhubeka sindize letinye indlela sitawuya kule ndlela yaseJozi lena lekhona but sitawuya nakuletinye indlela lapho abantu batawufika kusho ukuthi hulumende kanye naye Renac bekusifiso sakhe kukwenda lokho but kudzingekile lokuthi kubukakale lokho ukuthi kutawubita malini live lingaku-afforda yini and sikhathi si-right imarket ime kanjani and ngoba kufanele ukuthi nangabe wenda investment wathi ukuthi le mali itawubuya. Sikhanzeka ukuthi nyalo for some reason nature has pressed the reset button. Kufanele ukuthi wonke umuntu ucishe uqala from scratch. So nathi kwakhanzakala ukuthi isikhathi lesikahle ke sokuthi singangena ke manje.
Dlamini uthi uma konke kutawuhamba kahle futhi ne-third wave ingeke iphatamise letindlela letinye tekuphuma nekungena eveni titawucala ngenyanga yeLweti kulomnyaka. Etindzabeni kubuye lungelele Magagula naMuzi Mkhonda ezulwini.
Lobambe kuba ngumphathi wemasiko emsamo wesive nomsa Dlamini uthi umsamo uyachubeka nekugcina emasiko kanye nekudla kwesimvu kuthi titukulwane letitako tati kuthe eMaswati aphila njani. Dlamini ukuvetela ukulandzela ukuthi lisuku lamhlati 18 kulenyanga lesetulu lilanga lekunaka bomcoka bemsamo.
Njalo mhlati 18 kulesetulu emavela ngaphansi kwamhlaba uhlangene akubha lusuku lwemsamo. Lonyaka lolusuku lugujwa ngaphansi kwesicubulo lesithi Recover, Reimagine, kanti sigcile kakhulu ekubuyiseni kudla kwesimfu kulawo emave. Losabambe kuba ngumphathi wemasiko emsamo wesive nomsa Dlamini ukuthatha sive ukuthi sibuyele emuva sikuthanze kudla kwesimfu.
Isicubulo sethu sithi Recover and Imagine. Siconze ukuthi thani lokho sekukulahlekele ulilunga lemangu lokulahlekele esikweni ngaba noma ngabe yini kodwa nje ngifuna kubekisa kakhulu ngekudla ukuthi kudla kende kathi kukulahlekele ekhaya ungasadi ukuthi sowudlani ungasakhona nje kubekisa ukuthi thina la ekhaya na kanjani sidla ini ekseni kufuna ukuthi ukulungise ukubuyise kube ngekwelisiko ngibekise nje thina ukuthi kudla kwethu kwesiswati singathi staple food lokungona sikudla sonke isikhathi ngumbila. Umbila siyawugaya ube impuphu. Akhona ke lamanye emasiko lesesiboleke ukuthi siwasebenzise ale ngalombila. Njengekuthi sinelihelelice siphindze sinestamp. Kulungile ke lokho siyakudla sikufake ekudleni kwethu evikini. Ngifuna ukukhuluma ngale impuphu kakhulu. Impuphu siyaqala ekseni sidle incwancwa. uma ngabe singakendindengane ingqwangqa leli latisiwe. Siphinde futhi sidle liphalishi. Leli phalishi sithi nasiliphekile laba liningi ngayitolo ngakusasa sesiyalibhuca sibhica nemahewu senda singwangwa. Solo sembushini. Lempuphu siphinde senda ngayo lamahewu kube sinatho lesimnanzi. Impuphu yethu nje siyisebenzisa etintweni letiningi.
Dlamini ophinze wathi lokudla kwesimfu kumcoka ukuthi sive sikukhuthalele ngoba kucukethe tithako letidingwa ngumtimba. Lobiya unga alonde mota anamba ngadube kalobamba.
Inhlangano iJunior Achievement sesayine isivumelwano sekubambisana nelihhovisi lelibuko lidolobha la kaHlathi ethuthukiseni bamfu labasha ngelwati lwetebhizinisi. Umconjisi wayo lenhlangano Phethile Masilela uthi lo msebenzi usemgomeni wabo bayinhlangano ukuthi bafundise bamfu labasha balapha eveni ngebhizinisi.
Kulesivumelwano Junior Achievement utawufundzisa abantu labasha labange-30 bakaHlathi ngelwati lwekusungula nekuchuba ibhizinisi. Umcondzisi waka-Junior Achievement Phethile Masilela uthi bafuna abantu labasha labanenshisekelo ngebhizinisi, bantu labangeke bayekele endleleni.
Lokukhulu kithi kubona abantu labasha bathuthukela phambili batisebenta ngoba imisebenzi vele ayikho out ukuthi singathi kubo they should go out and look for employment. But we know very well ukuthi if bakhona ukuthi icalele amabhizinisi batawukhona ukuthi babeke nabo kudla etafuleni. Sikhulisa bomabhizinisi ke hayi ukuthi sitowenda i-social project. Sine sifuna umuntu lone passion for business ngoba sifuna umuntu longeke adrope endleleni. So kungaba khuthata bona abantu labasha bakaHlathi ukuthi lo msebenzi lona ngewenu kufuna ubambe i-opportunity ifika kanye in a lifetime. So laba lisebenzisile lithuba lelifana naleli namhlanje impilo tabo tinjinjile sekutaya ke ngokuthi bona bayakhona yini ukuthi bawubambe lo msebenzi ngetandla totimbili bachubekele embili.
Umphathi welihhovisi lelidolobha la kaHlathi Bongani Dlamini ubonge Junior Achievement ngalo msebenzi.
UJA ukuthi asithembe ukuthi angabambisana nathi kuna umsebenzi sithi sifuna ukusukumisa ngenxa yokuthi nathi njengedolobha silwela ukuthi sikhulise abantu abasha.
Luhlaka lwahulumende lwekufukula umnotfo i-post COVID-19 recovery strategy luveta ukuthi lokungenani munye kulababili bantu labasha kuleswatini yabasebenzi. Lokusimo lesingasombululwa ukuthi insha ikhutsatwe ibuye ikukhuthalele kusungula emabhizinisi. Etindzabeni teSwatini TV kubika Sifiso Nxumalo nginasimuva shongwe sikaHlathi.
Litiko letemfundo selivele licalile lihlelo lekufundisa abothishela belibanga lesithathu etikolweni temabanga laphansi ngemfundo lensha i-competency based education lengene kulelibanga kulomnyaka lesetulu lelapho kubese kungena futhi nelihlelo lekufundza lelihlanganisiwe i-compressed syllabus.
Luphiko lohlanganisa imfundo yakuleli National Curriculum Center sekhanze kufanele ukuthi bothishela labafundisa libanga lesithathu etikolweni temabanga laphansi ukuthi bafundiswe ngaleti nguquko kude bothishela batokhona kwenta umsebenzi wabo kamelula nebafundzi bangashiyeki. Cynthia Dlamini lobuke hlangothi lekwakha ukufundwa etikolweni elulwimini uthi batali bangakhatsateki njengaloku bothishela batawuqinisekisa ukuthi nebafundzi labathatha isikhathi kubamba nakufundwa ukuthi abasalele emuva.
Ukhanza ke kuthi letifundvo tiyakhona lokuhlanganiseka lokuthi lento lesikhuluma ngekulalela taka grade 2 netaka grade 3 angatihlanganisa njani thishela letikhuluma ngekufundza angatihlanganisa njani thishela kuze kuthi lo mntana aqine naye afane nemntana lofundze le curriculum over 2 years. Akusiko ke lula bothishela nabo banemibuto leminengi keje nayifika lembuto kithi siyedama lokuthi siyiphendvule. Labanye bantwana bahamba babamba kancane, labanye bashakutela nababamba. Sineke sibuke lokuthi wena thishela buka leli class lakho lokunye vele utawukhanza ukuthi soya kuthutha uyanako ka grade 4 ngaloko ukuthi labantwana laba bona bayachutachuta uzama lokubasekela uyabasekela ngoba iluhlelo lwethu lwemfundo luthatha wonke noma lonke ihlobo lomntwana kodwa umntwana lesimshiya.
Lobuke lihlelo lekufundisa etikolweni Thosh Dlamini uchaza kabanti ukuthi lehlelo lekufundisa abothishela litawuhamba kanjani.
Lapha ke emalangeni besimeme
ma-officers aka-insert nebahloli kanye nabothishela njena laba kuma-panels kutoba trainer ngetincwadzi letisha taka-grade 3 tale competency based education lisikubita-ke lokungekuthi yi-orientation la khona sisho lokuthi le ncwadzi lena itanani iqukethe ini ifundzisa ini futhi emakhono lakho litholakala khona kule CBE akhona ni kule ncwadi.
Kulomnyaka lihlelo lemfundo cije emakhono i-competence based education lungene ebangeni lesithathu emabanga laphansi kanti futhi kuwona lomnyaka kunehlelo lolusha lemfundo lehlanganisiwe i-compressed syllabus. Lehlelo lo-competence based education laqala ngeminyaka wanga-2019 ebangeni lekucala ka-grade 1 eTinzabente Eswatini TV kubika Fortune Dlangamandla ngamanzini.
Inhlangano yakaNature seyisukumisa umkhankaso wokufundisa kabanti ngeligciwane HIV emimangweni nasetinkondleni letahlukahlukene kuto tonke tifundza telive kuqinisekisa ukuthi sive lesetindzaweni letingaphandle kwelidolobha kanye nasemakhaya siyakhona kusitakala ngato tonke tindzaba letiphatselene neligciwane i-HIV.
Inhlangano yakaNature solo iyachubeka nekulwa nekwanza kweligciwane le-HIV njengoba seyiqale umkhankaso wekusebenzisana netikhulu kanye nebaholi bemiphakathi netinkhundla letahlukahlukene kuleli lapho khona kubuketwa tindlela tekuqinisekisa ukuthi emaswati lasemakhaya akhona kuhlola simo sengadi aphinze atfole nemaphilisi ekuthintsibalisa leligciwane. Lokhulumela lenhlangano Siphesihle Nkwanyana uchaza kabanti.
Ekulamaviki lamabili nje lendlulile besiloku singena emimangweni kuletifundza 13 telive leSwatini sikhulumisana netinhloko temimango lekubo babe tikhulu kanye netindvuna tabo nalabanye nje lababuke kusebenta emimangweni. Sibuka kakhulu kwekuthi engabe vele singathatha kanjani leligalelo lesinike lona ingwenyama kwekuthi singene kakhulu emimangweni sende siciniseko sekuthi lwati nge-HIV alugcini mhlawumbe la emadolobheni kuphela kodwa nesive emaphandleni siyalutfola. Kukhona ke uhlelo loluhle futhi lesita nalo loluthi i-National Minimum Package i-NMP ngesingisi lesisho ukuthi ke sithi lolu luhlelo loluthi lokungenani akube khona tinhlelo mhlawumbe letintsathu noma letinye nje letingetekile letiba khona emimangweni lokho kufaka ekhathi kwekuthi sive siyahlola inali igciwane kulowo mango engabe sive sithi ke nasesihlolile silithole indusito lokwelwashwa kuleyo mimango siphinde sibuke naletinye tintfo letifaka ekhathi inhlala kahle ke manje yaso lesifo.
Bantfwana bemantfombatane baphindze bafundziswe ngalokujulile ngekutigcina kanye nekuvikela ukutfola leligciwane le-HIV.
Bantfwana labancane nemantfombatana lasesigabeni sekulala nakhona lapho sithi nje asibafundzise bantfu labasha ikakhulu kwekuthi kubaluleke kanganani kwekuthi labo labasengaqali kulala bangede balala kodwa labo lesebaqalile kulala bangasita kanjani kwekuthi mhlawumbe bagweme kwekuthi sebatfolana nabo babe labadzala ngoba batawukhona kubapha lokuthide kodwa kube khona tinhlelo lesitendako tekuthi bakhone labantwana kwakha tintfo tekutiphilisa.
Lo mkhankaso uhlose kunciphisa tinombolo tebantfu labatfolakala neligciwane le-HIV nalabo labasishiyako emhlabeni ngalesifo kusukela emnyakeni wa 2019 kufika ku-2022 etindzabeni kubika Nomalungelo Jele na Fortune Dlangamandla eMbabane.
Inhlangano yebantfu labasha labaphila neligciwane i-HIV Eswatini Network of Young Positives ihlela kwenabisa lihlelo layo lokukhuthaza abantfu labasha labaphila neligciwane i-HIV kuthi bagweme kupholota emaphilisi ethintsibalisa leligciwane babe bakhambele embili kuba incenye kwakhiwa kwemigomo yelive ikakhulukazi lebuketwa natindzaba tebantfu labasha.
Anyalo batinkhulungwane letisitfupha 6000 nje kuphela abantfu labasha labayingcenye yeluhlelo loluqhutshwa inhlangano yebantfu labasha labaphila neligciwane i-HIV lapha eveni lolwatiwa ngele Ready Plus noma Resilient Empowered Adolescents in Young People ngekusho kwalobuketa inhlelo kule nhlangano futhi shongwe lokungenani batinkhulungwane letilishumi nemakhulu lasihlanu 11500 bantfu labasha labanatha emaphilisi ekuthintsibalisa ligciwane i-HIV lapha eveni kanti ngalo luhlelo bafise kufinyelela kubo bonke etigodzini 13 telive futhi uthi nabalwenabisa loluhlelo sebatawufinyelela nasesigodini saseshiselweni lapho bebangakafinyeleli khona phambilini.
I-HIV ayitholakali ngendlela yinye ikakhulu ngoba sisathi sitholakala uma ngabe niyalalana or through sexual intercourse, but idinenge indlela labanye bamfana lesikhuluma ngabo nje ikakhulu labalesi babuke kakhulu kulamalanga batelwe nayo le HIV and batali abasekho lemakhaya nalaba labakhona ukhanza ukuthi abadi kahle lokuthi ufuna lo mfana bamphathe kanjani naye lo mfana ukuthi adapt njani kule simo noma asemukele kanjani lesimo lese avela phasazo. So sichamuka lapho ke thina njengenhlangano ukuthi sakhena kulesikuthi ngathi ngama safe spaces noma ema youth clubs noma ema support groups la lo mfana afike ahlangane nalabanye bamfana labanjengaye atoconnect emukela evelo omunye kusingci number labhekana nato nalakanathi amaphilisi ube nana inkinga naye.
Futhi uthi kulomnyaka lenhlangano yibukene ekuchuba letinye inhlelo letihlomisa abantu labasha labaphila naleli gciwane ngelwadi nangemaqiniso yempilo.
Ngingasho ukuthi seyinhlangano sinato tinkhukhu lapho khona abantu labasha mhlawumbe sesibita singema livelihoods skills lapho khona nje umuntu lomusha akhona ukuthi mhlawumbe alime ingadi athengithengise lokunye asiye sithi angakuthengise konke ngoba afuna ukuthi naye adle sento esiqiniseko ukuthi kudlala kudla kungemaseko lamathathu labanye bentati inkhukhu sikhuluma nje kulamalanga atiyathengiswa ngala kubogege bo magubheleni bo lomahasha bo shewula nabo steak. So labamhana labo bayathengisa abaphindze sababiyela baphindze baticuphele bona sabo sitoko sine sesiyamonitor ukuthi uthengisa imali lengaka wacupha ngelengaka nangabe ukhona lekuthenga lelo fosholo labanye bafuna kuya kubo driving school labanye bachubeka babhadale leso sikole ngoba sebadadalela isita lapho kakhulu le livelihood skill.
Futhi uthi linyenti lebantu labasha labaphila neligciwane iHIV lidzinga kuhlala ngekukhuthazwa kunatha emaphilisi ngekwethembeka. Kubi kahle ngiwendlovu nambongwa Dube sezulwini.
Lihotela lesibebe eMbabane selimemetele ukuthi hlawubamba umcimbi wegubha lilanga lelivekati leAfrika iAfrica Day mhla tinge-24 kulenyanga lesetulu kanti nokuvetwa ngilochumanisa leli hotela nesive leri mhlanga emhlanganweni nebetindzaba.
Ilanga le-Africa Day lugujwa njalo mhla tinge-25 enyangeni yeNkhwekhweti. Lihotela lesibebe resort libambisene nenhlangano yemakhono namasiko kubamba lomsebenzi mhla tinge-24. Umchumanisi esibebe resort Larry Mhlanga uthi lomsebenzi utawuhlanganisa abantu betive lahlukahlukene labahlala lapha eveni lokufaka ekhathi namaswati.
Yes, kulomcimbi si invite labantu labaphila bahlala kangwane labasuka eGhana, Zambia, Tanzania, DRC, Zimbabwe kanye na Swaziland na Mozambique. So kudabe ukhangiswa ngokudla nje lokutholakala kule mavela labakudla nsuku zonke bona. But kudobe ukhangiswa lokudla ungathola lititlo ungena uthola lokudla.
Umphathi wenhlangano yemakhono namasiko Stanley Dlamini uthi kuleli langa kutawube kukhangiswa ngemasiko kanye nemihambo yelive.
Lokusho ukuthi nanathi ke sikhona itsene sidale sikhangisa emlando sidale sikhangisa ngamasiko emasikweni esitawuchafuna kube mbili kube kuthathu mhlambe lokunyele singachafuna ngaba indaba yokudla kwesintu bese bayimgigwa yesintu.
Edintsabeni kubuya lungelele Magagula namuzi Mkhonta eMbabane.
Sesingena edintsabeni temidlalo. Umdlalo wematubane ema-National Championships atawukhonjiswa njengoba endeka emsakatweni wetitfombe Eswatini TV ngemgcibelo. Mengameli wenhlangano yematubane kuleli zakhele Dlamini uthi njengoba abalandzeli bangakavumeleke tinkundleni bakhanze kufanele ukuthi le midlalo isakade iEswatini TV.
Inhlangano yemidlalo wematubane ke kuleli ngempela sonvuka itawubamba imidlalo yayo ema-National Championships. Le nhlangano ke ngalesibili ke ethuleke lapho labatawusekela le midlalo lokufaka ekhathi umsakato wethombe Eswatini TV lenikeleke ngekusakata kwale midlalo. Mengameli wale nhlangano ke zakhele Dlamini uvete bomcoka ke bekusakata kwale midlalo.
A sponsorship of a private company to have our National Championships on YouTube. We are happy that this time around Eswatini TV has agreed to broadcast our event live on TV. So our parents and those athletes that did not qualify to compete in the national championships, they will be able to follow the event on Eswatini TV, and the sponsorship from Eswatini TV is at the value of 80,000.
Tingijimi lebetikhona-ke kulo msebenzi nato tiveteke injabulo yato ngekusakata kwale midlalo.
Baqhubeke basibukele, sibonga kakhulu asendele kona sazi TV, Eswatini TV ukuthi batokhona kusibukela. Thank you so much.
Bonke mahlalela
I-support yema-sponsorships ethu la khona namuhla nathi simantombatane asibancinyana sitabe sithi prover.
Looking forward for the national champs, and we promise to showcase our talent, especially for the relays. It's going to be so exciting. Siyacela ukuthi nibe khona, and we really thank for the undivided support from the sports council.
Inhlangano lengamele inhlangano tetemidlalo-ke kuleli yona-ke inikeleke ngemali lenganga 20,000 emalangeni, kanti-ke naletinye tinhlangano letinikele kufaka ekhatsi Eswatini National Provident Fund, Agri-Fuel, SNG Grant Stone. Lobikela umsakazo weSwatini TV kutemidlalo ngilinda Dlamini eMbabane.
Malanga lamahle sifika kanjalo kwemaphethelweni ado tindzaba tefuthi esibili talomhla ekseni kulesikhathi manje siya editolo sibe siyachubeka nalo lohlelo Kusile. Good morning.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
In order to bring to life and to defeat and overcome the ongoing global pandemic coronavirus, food with a balanced diet plays a vital role. Eswatini TV brings to you a fresh season of Kudla Kwempilo to see how our farmers bring food to the nation, the challenges our farmers are facing in this pandemic, the struggle, the fight, the national lockdown, the intervention from the government to help our local farmers. Watch this first season of Kudla Kwempilo on Eswatini TV. Learn, be advised, and be inspired by local farmers and how they are making great changes in this era of COVID-19. Kudla Kwempilo, food for life.
Once umfuje ngibekise uthola noma licingo lakhe say message seniyacabana seniyabulalana nje uyathi kuyashaqisa
kulaba labahlukubetekako nekwe ukuthi ngalokuthi phela kuhlukubeteka okay ke ngaqala namuhla kwanza uthi iprocess lechubekako kungcono ukuthi nje kusina kusaqala uvele ukureport ungameli ukuthi umuntu azaphinza akushaya noma aphinza akurepe yabo akuphinzeleli.
Asisesaba ngisho asathi nokuthi sesikhiya sile etindlini ulala ugcokile ulala ukhile ulala ubophile eminyango uthi solo wendela bona kepha abanayo indlela engena.
Ngithi mine bobabe abayekele ukuhlukubeda bomali emakhaya ngoba labantwana bese basala bathi ntsandzane bese abasathi ngoba nalabo labantwana labasele kubo nabo babahlukumede kushoda naNkulunkulu akuna ukubulele labantu abasele awubacabangela ngathi lo seyikusasa kwende njani.
uNkulunkulu is the only solution empilweni yemuntu.
Bose siyaqhubeka nalo hlelo njengoba kungu 26 minutes before 8 sifuna ukubuka nje isimo semkhuhlane iCovid-19 eveni. Siphinde ke sibuke nangesheya kwedilwandle Steven aba WHO ukuthi bathini ngenza ba yawo lo mkhuhlane kulo mhlangano lobo seFrance we-African leaders na President Macron wase France uyithinzile lenzaba samukelse ukuthi lenzaba besolo siyiteka vele bekayiphusha na African Union ukuthi abavunyelwe batakhele nabo le mijovo bavetele ukuthi lokungenani 40% abantu base-Africa babe bavaccinate before the end of the year bathi lokwenteka kunyala kusiko lokukahle ngoba bangavikela emavala abamhlophe kuvikela letinye izifunza emhlabeni sisale ngala bese kuchamuka ke lamanye ama variants data bese saphinza buyela le sekuba iproblem
njengoba beyisolo issue inhlangano kamhlaba lebukete indzaba tebamfana magwabane ukuthi icela phela the G7 countries ekuthenini sicela ukuthi nisibambise kakhulu kade lehlelo la Covax ukuthi lamavela angakhona ukuthi tfola lo mjovo at this moment bakhona ukufola kakhulu kade magwabane ngoba sesiyitfolile phela the first dose nyana kufuna emave yasalungiselela ukuthi ngabe siyafola the second dose kunalesikhebesi lesikhulu esivulwe ngilesimo lesichubekako eVendiya ba mention ukuthi if simo lamave angasibambise masinyane singendeka kube sisimuva kakhulu around 196 million doses in short
livele lenze Africa ke nanalo le vaccinate nje liyachubeka kanti ke nasiboka eveni siyathwala ukuthi bamla bahloliwe itolo babe 581 ma new cases bababili nje kuphela sesirekhodwe ke 18525 wema cases thus far
kuyajabulisa amagwamane kubona nema recoveries efo achubeka abangilawo lamahle kakhulu siyabona ukuthi bakhona labasha labathafu labachubeke ba recover and our active cases now achubeka angathi asenyukanyukela ngama kumleviki ndeliphelile bayangaphansi kona inombolo lezi 47 lesiyibona lo muhle
sisese 35727 maswati la sawutholile ke umjovo wayo iCovid-19 even South Africa is saying babhe ukuthi kule second phase yabo nje yegoma babe bagoma abantu abadzala laba 5 million bayilonjile Monday bagoma 5 million. I think it's an impressive number na ukuba ukuthi at least bajove nasi siyaqhubeka siyajova ngala ngakithi
kunjalo magwabane ngane mhlabhlangene uhlale asinika njalo every day an update ukuthi ngabe vele emhlabeni wonke jikelele simo semkhuhlane iCovid-19 sime kanjani ngayo inhlangano yakamhlaba yetempilo iWorld Health Organization. Let's take a look.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For the second week in a row, there has been a global decline in cases and deaths from COVID-19. There is a huge disconnect growing where in some countries with the highest vaccination rates, there appears to be a mindset that the pandemic is over, while others are experiencing huge waves of infection. The situation in a number of countries continues to be very concerning. The pandemic is a long way far from over, and it will not be over anywhere until it's over everywhere. Even some places that have previously done very well at containing COVID-19 are seeing dramatic increases in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. New variants of concern, fragile health systems, reduced implementation of public health measures, and supply shortages of oxygen, dexamethasone, and vaccines are all compounding the current situation. But there are solutions to these problems. Where cases are rising, now is the moment to ensure people are adhering to public health measures, including physical distancing, the wearing of masks, and preventing large gatherings. Even where cases have dropped, genetic sequencing is critical so that variants can be tracked and measures are not eased prematurely. WHO has been responding to the surge in cases in India and other hotspots. However, demand is currently so high that WHO needs immediate funding in order to sustain its technical and operational support to all countries, especially the most affected, involved in the present wave. In 2020, donors very generously contributed to the Strategic Preparedness and Response Plan. However, in 2021, the current response plan is underfunded and the vast majority of that is ring-fenced by donors for specific countries or activities. This is constraining WHO's ability to provide an adaptable and scalable response in emerging hotspots. WHO requires urgent funding to the current response plan, which would allow us to scale up support for countries and support the ACT accelerator. Flexibility of that finance is key, not just so that we can respond quickly to the emergency needs in several countries, including Nepal, but that we can work to save lives and livelihoods where it's most needed in a rapidly evolving situation. On vaccine supply, I want to reiterate the statement that was released by UNICEF overnight, which outlines the huge shortfall in vaccine supply to COVAX. The surge in cases has compromised global vaccine supply, and there is already a shortfall of 190 million doses to COVAX by the end of June. COVAX works and has so far delivered 65 million doses to 124 countries and economies, but it is dependent on countries and manufacturers honoring their commitment. While we appreciate the work of AstraZeneca, who have been steadily increasing the speed and volume of their deliveries, we need other manufacturers to follow suit. Pfizer has committed to providing 40 million doses of vaccines with COVAX this year, but the majority of this would be in the second half of 2021. We need doses right now and call on them to bring forward deliveries as soon as possible. COVAX partners are in discussion with Johnson & Johnson to receive doses in the second half of 2021. But this has not been finalized, and we do not know when they will arrive. Moderna has signed a deal for 500 million doses with COVAX, but the majority has been promised only for 2022. We need Moderna to bring hundreds of millions of this forward into 2021 due to the acute moment of this pandemic. Once the devastating outbreak in India recedes, we also need the Serum Institute of India to get back on track and catch up on its delivery commitments to COVAX. Furthermore, we need high-income countries that have contracted much of the immediate global supply of vaccines to share them now. I call on manufacturers to publicly commit to helping any country that wants to share their vaccines with COVAX to lift contractual barriers within days, not months. We also need manufacturers to give the right of first refusal to COVAX on any additional dose capacity. And we need the large vaccine manufacturers to enter into their deals with companies like Teva, Incepta, BioLize, and others who are willing to use their facilities to produce COVID-19 vaccines. Only by working through COVAX can we quickly get vaccines to those health workers that have been on the front lines of this pandemic for more than a year. We need to collectively set ambitious goals to at least vaccinate the world's adult population as quickly as possible. No one is safe until we are all safe.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about COVAX, how you would sort of assess where things are at the moment. Do you feel like it's successful? And do you think it's going to hit its target of getting 20% of people vaccinated in these countries that it's working in?
When we set up the COVAX facility nearly a year ago now, the goal was to put in place a mechanism that could ensure that we could pool the risks associated with the development of vaccines, pool procurement so that we could send a strong signal to industry about how much vaccine would be needed in the world and procured to take away some of that risk, and also to be able to collaborate on the distribution of those vaccines. And so if we look today at where we are, the COVAX facility, as the Director General said in his opening comments, it definitely works. It's distributed already over 65 million doses, but more importantly, to over 120 countries. And nearly a quarter of those countries would not have been able to start vaccination if it had not been for the COVAX facility. That meant that they did not have donations from friendly countries, or they had not set up bilateral deals to be able to buy vaccine. So some of the most needy countries in the world were able to access doses because of the COVAX facility. So in terms of getting the country started, yes, the COVAX facility has been definitely a success. But that was not our ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal was, as you said, to get to 20% coverage this year, even higher if possible in all countries, and to roll vaccine out at the same time. And we're not there yet. Now, that's not because the COVAX facility doesn't work. It does. It's because, as the Director General laid out in his comments, that there are challenges with the financing of the COVAX facility to a certain degree, but even if you have money right now, you can't actually buy the doses. So the bigger challenge now is to be working with manufacturers to prioritize COVAX and COVAX contracts, to work with countries that actually have contracted doses to allow some of those doses to flow to COVAX with the support of manufacturers because of the contractual arrangements needed, and to do that very, very quickly. But there's absolutely no question that if that supply can be secured, can be freed up, COVAX facility is a great mechanism for getting doses very quickly, very rapidly, and very equitably in a fair manner out to all countries. Because now we're starting to vaccinate younger populations, non-risk populations in terms of severe disease in many countries that can afford to do so, while healthcare workers, older populations in much of the world do not have access to product. And our big concern right now, as was highlighted by the executive director of UNICEF overnight, is that that gap could get bigger if we are unable to get doses redirected into COVAX to be able to close that gap. So are we on track to meet the 20% by the end of this year? Right now, that goal is at risk because we've had a gap of over 150 million doses already up to May, and that could get greater still going into June. That could be made up. Again, that was an important statement by UNICEF overnight, that there is enough supply in higher income countries that they could achieve their targets, still donate doses to COVAX, and we could catch up and make sure that 20% of doses get. So, we determine our future right now. There could be a self-fulfilling prophecy that we don't get to 20%, but with the strong commitment of countries and entities that control the contracted doses right now to redirect those, we could definitely see still 20% of populations, even more, vaccinated this year through COVAX.
The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken lambasted the governments of Ethiopia and Eritrea at the weekend over what he described, his own word, as the continuing atrocity and denial of humanitarian access into the Tigray region in northern Ethiopia. The U.S. government is not ruling out sanction, but without access to the region, what is the coronavirus situation in Ethiopia in general and in the Tigray region in particular? Are vaccines being administered there? Does the WHO have access? Thank you.
You're correct, Simon. Access is the key issue in Tigray. Access to victims in Tigray remains highly unpredictable, and this is due to the hostilities and it's a huge barrier to access to the populations that need our help. The continued reports of atrocities and attack are disrupting any attempt. The majority of health facilities are either destroyed or inaccessible to the population. We're seeing rising risks of cholera, measles and other outbreaks. We have also issues of continuing to get vaccines in. We have approved vaccine doses for northern Ethiopia for cholera vaccination, and we need to get those doses in there, and we need to plan those campaigns to avert a cholera disaster. It's still a huge number of people. There's 4.5 million people in Tigray. 3.8 million of them are in need of health assistance. That's the overwhelming majority of the people in an area. We have 2 million internally displaced people, 63,000 refugees across the border into Sudan. We thank our operational partners on the ground. We have many, and we're certainly trying to carry out operations in about 57 of the 93 were raided through our ad hoc mobile health and nutrition teams. But this is not enough. We need scale up and coordination and leadership, and we need access. And this is about access, access, and access, because unless we have access, safe access to populations who are protected and are not being attacked, we can deal with the current situation if we get that appropriate access and if hostilities can be reduced. But it is impossible to deliver sustainable humanitarian aid in the context of the ongoing conflict and the ongoing atrocities. And you've seen it all laid out in many different fora. Thank you.
We're limited by the surveillance that is able to be conducted in challenging situations. So as of the week of March 29th, there were around 14,000 cases being reported per week, and now we're seeing around 3.6 thousand cases reported to week, about 100 deaths per week. So this is something, our ability to detect trends, our ability to for countries to find cases and carry out public health actions associated with COVID is limited by the capacities to be able to do so. So we are supporting the country, as Mike has said, but through our regional office and country offices for COVID, as well as for other diseases that are circulating, other viruses that are circulating there as well.
I think parts of the issue are addressed. Thank you, Simon. That's a very important question. As we speak, the situation in Tigray, Ethiopia is, maybe if I use one word, horrific, very horrific. 4.5 to almost 5 million people need humanitarian aid. 91% need food aid. And many people have started dying actually because of hunger. And severe and acute malnutrition is becoming rampant. And as Mike said, hundreds of thousands of people have been displaced or expelled from their places. And more than 60,000 fled to Sudan. Rape is rampant. I don't think if that scale was seen anywhere else in the world, actually. Health services destroyed, looted, and majority of them are not functioning. And there is indiscriminate, unprovoked killing. And from this, what you would expect is majority of the people now residing in Tigray, Ethiopia, I don't think even they worry about COVID. So COVID is the least of their concerns, least actually. It's not even their concern. And there is no service, of course, but it's not even a concern now. Because the chance of dying from all the issues, all the problems I have just outlined is really high. Compared to that, COVID is nothing. So I don't think for most of the part, we're not even in a position to discuss about COVID, to be honest, because there are more pressing issues. So the solution is de-escalating, stopping the conflict, and trying to address issues through political means. I think peaceful means, there is always a way. When there is a will, there is a way. The same is true in any area where there is conflict. If leaders could commit to resolving things peacefully, can be done. But the conflict and all the things that I have said actually affect the health of the population seriously. And I don't think COVID is, to be honest, an issue. I would like to put it that way. Thank you.
Ngeke Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus bongosini libandla laholako laka WHO ngakutalwa yena utalwa even lase Ethiopia no wonder when he speaks about Ethiopia uyabona lama yeah he gets very emotional.
Yeah, you can see him makobana uyaveta ukuthi imvula endeka Ethiopia it's horrific lesimo sibe kakhulu because iCovid is just the least of their worries. Abamcanga ukuthi sitola laphi sitavuka inikusasa sitodlana.
Sinengalana sicabanga i-third wave bona ngale lo umntwa babone the next day. Yeah.
Isimo lesimatima kakhulu bayithinza makobane inzaba yesikhebesi lesibangwe isimo lesikhona eVelendia ikakhulu kade kuyo iCovax facility baveta ukuthi nangabe emave angalekelele masinyane that's by end of June isikhebesi lesibe sikhona around 190 million doses in gaps.
Ngijabuliswa ukuthi kunenzaba la ithinza kuye AstraZeneca ekuthenini by new some probabilities ngalabo lekhicita nekhambisa. They are hoping even the same manufacturers nana watawenda njalo ngile AstraZeneca lena lekutena kuqala le ndzaba yama vaccines yabane nema dose lamnyama but now uvale inkulumo ya Dr. Tedros seemingly is the only manufacturer nyalo lecishe ihamba embili in terms of ukhiqita lama vaccines nekwamikisa la kafuneka khona. But we do hope ukuthi njengoba Shakespeare Pfizer babheke sibabanike 40 million doses ku second quarter. So kuba njalo ukuthi le second half of 2021 iqala mavingini lamabili lamathathu leta ayikho kashaya.
Yeah, ngileyo lenkinga nase bathi around ba connect siphi around 65 million doses. I-target yabo ya Covax nayo mhlahlangene ukuthi by maybe the end of 2021 at least 2 billion doses abese bakhonile kuwayisa emaveni lahlukahlukene. Fa ikhathi nathi magwabane sikhona ngaphansi kwehlelo lakhe Covax nemaveni singathi thina maybe kusemnotho asathuthuka. We are hoping magwabane ukuthi kutawuba khona maybe khanya khona la kuba khona izinto esokhona ukuthi lawo mavela la ngaphansi kwakhe Covax la ngakhona phela kutimela kwetinye timo bakhona ukuthi basedakala.
Nesimo njoba sisibi nje indiveni le-India but le Sinopharm indana nayo bayathembela ukuthi masinyana probably itawugcine seyivukile mengetinyawo iqhubeke itawumitha ma pledges ayo la wenda ka Covax. But we do hope ukuthi le India nawubuka ama cases e-India I think for the past 3 days bekehla kancane lokwenyukako kunyuka leti nombolo talabantu labasishiya emhlabeni but the cases ona kancane ayehla lo shows probably lesimo sesiya ngekuba ngconyanyana kancane.
Kunjalo makwabane kuyavela nekuthi kukhona maybe some of lama vaccine candidates la khona ngaphansi akhe emhlahlangene around 9 kukhona la 2 la suka eChina kukhona la suka eKorea kukhona la suka eUS. Kuyathenjwa ukuthi maybe liningi lawo asise ku first trial kuyathemba ukuthi maybe kusachutshekwa lo 9 singasho ukuthi bamnike a green light ekuthenini phela tovala nasike bese sivuleka in terms of lama vaccines.
3 minutes before 8 bonke sithemba ukuthi njoba wathembisa ukuthi prime minister sinakuhambe kahle yasinakuphala inyanga lesetulu siyabe siwathole nathi ema vaccines ethemba ukuthi lihamba kahle nalelo hlelo leyo ama processes la indiwako kusisigcine siwathola lama vaccines. Bonke sisitekele ndzabate asthma la besinadokotela simelane lebeka sifundzisa ke ngiyayindzaba lebungodi nje ngoba yabona nento yazi kwathiwa nje dilane ninote kuphefumula ngayisa
yatsinzeka
mfunje ngiba nenkinga yokuphefumula.
Uyabekisa mhlahlangene makwabene ukuthi nga 2016 bebabalela around 39 million bambu bebane asthma 417,000 wabo bashiya emhlabeni. So yabona ukuthi vele singathi kusifo lesimatima kakhulu but uyaveta at least lapha even bambu bakhona ukuthi nangidiva tsa ngikhona ukuphefumula kahle ngisheshe ngeke ngakhona ngasemtholamphilo uthi balile timpawu ufuna nithi na utinanga
utinanga sami nalokuthi ke indzaba jekujima ngizabula ukuthi ayiclearishe lesibani labane asthma usho sibona bangasajima ngoba uyabona ujima ukuthi naleli tube bethe pha yeah but nje abajimi nedumla timoni nje lo ukuthi asima yakhe as long as ikhona ngoba kude lengukuthi nje yonke into as long as i control yakhona kuphela.
As long as makwabane futhi utawubona utawunaka naleti imvume ebhilling that city takubeka engotini ubekusele ukuthi bamphula abana asthma you should avoid indzawo leti nema-carpet maybe nekuba netilwane letitsite letifana nabo kati litabeze tiyakubhunyela nawe leti lotakhanza ukuthi maybe so i-developer later in life i-asthma ngileti imvulo kufanele ukuthi utinakeze at this moment
Ukosithemba simini yenu itabangileyo lenhle nale busisekile ngakuvuma kwalomtsala wethu insuku sitabonana elihlelweni elangeni nakusasa kwalo muhla bongosini sale kahle